My yaya used to say all the time, everyone has a story. Just like that. And you know, she's right. That's the truth. Everyone does have a story. And the ones I want to hear and learn from are the discoveries of self and those journeys. So I invite you. My name is Sophia. Welcome to Soul Journey Talk. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to Soul Journey Talk, episode 4, our season finale show for 2025. And I am so honored and blessed to have Meg Wallace as my guest today on Soul Journey Talk. So she is a local artist, an artist in residence at Deering Estate, but also has been a nurse. She is a mom, a wife, a daughter, a sister, a friend. She wears many hats in her life, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today. And please welcome Meg Wallace. Yay!
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. I'm happy to have you.
Gorgeous day.
It is beautiful. It's
so
winter
nice
solstice.
Not cold, but not hot. And it's perfect breeze.
Perfect breeze, and hopefully clean microphone sound.
Yes. Yes.
So we start with one question, and my question is, what has been your soul's journey that has led you to this moment in your life?
My soul's journey. It's a long journey.
Yes.
So it's hard to pick. I have a lot that I've gone through. Mm-hmm. And I think that just like with anybody's life, you have like these seasons that you're going through. So now I just turned 44.
Oh, wow.
Which is a big year for me.
And so like angelic.
Yeah.
About the home. It's 4 corners of your life, 4 corners of your home.
And I'm on the 4th episode.
Yes, and you're on the 4th episode.
So I've gone through a lot. And I think that right now in my life, I'm in kind of like a pause moment. I think that ever since 2020, everything has kind of been turned upside down, and some stuff for the good, and then other stuff has been more challenging. And the last probably 2 years has been very challenging, but deepening. Like I feel like I'm in a season that my soul is deepening its roots to enter into something completely new. And I don't know what that is, but I feel like all that I've gone through and everything, it's just like, it's that pause right before you're about to grow, right before you're about to sprout new leaves,
or new roots.
Yeah, or new roots, exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't really know, but it's an interesting time, and I'm just, being very gentle with myself to try to learn those lessons, basically.
Learning to be gentle with self.
That's a big lesson.
It's like a big feather in the sky over here. Yes.
Yes.
Completely. Yeah. Yes. That's really funny that you say that, because I wanted something like gentle colors on my toes and hands lately in the last couple weeks, because I felt that I needed to be gentle with myself, to be kind.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so easy to be kind to other people and give that gentleness and tenderness to others, but it's so important to do that to self first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. That's where you're at.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that you are, obviously with what you just said, you believe that you have a soul.
Yes.
Because that's usually my second question. Do you believe you have a soul?
Yes.
And yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt.
And so do you feel that we come back again and again? Do you believe in reincarnation, or do you believe that, like, how do you view the soul?
I view that we're eternal. I do. Mm-hmm. I don't believe that I reincarnate, but I do believe while we're here, it's a special time. But also when we go on, it's for eternity. So it's not like broken up. So I do believe that my soul is something that each of us has that's unique, and It's very deep. I'm very philosophical, so
Yes,
I mean, I can't even answer it.
Which is why you were one of the first people I thought down the list.
I can't answer it in a plain. Yeah. I can't answer it in a plain way. But I would say that I do believe I have a soul. But I don't want the answer doesn't need to be in a plain way. I do have a soul, and I would say that the soul that I had ever since I was a child was a very nurturing soul. I was a child. I think all of us, as you're getting older, you should really reflect back how you were as early childhood. Mm-hmm. And I think as a child, I had a very nurturing soul, very kind. I didn't like to see anything hurt. I kind of had like just an awareness of everybody's emotions around me. And I always wanted harmony. I always wanted balance. And I think that then as I got older, the danger in that is if you don't learn to protect that, the wrong people actually just take that, they take that maybe to the extreme. And so I think that that's been part of the journey. Part of my soul journey is learning that balance of give and take. And just like you said, learning to be gentle with yourself and take care of yourself. Because what happens is that, at least with me, I have a heart for everyone. It's so difficult.
It's like you're speaking like who I am.
Yes.
Because when I was young, I was happy when I saw everyone else around me happy.
Yes.
Like real, like pure joy, love and joy. That always made me feel safe. It always made me feel, like part of a big unity picture without even understanding explaining it to in this way. Yeah. But back then it was just something that I was just a happy child, and I have a joyful nature to me. Yeah. So, and to me, life is good when everyone else around me is feeling good and happy and having joy and just this love of feeling of love all around us, right? Not just me for me, but for me to be able to love others, the love flow. Yeah. And that to me was, and I'm still that way. Yeah. I still wear my heart on my sleeve. Yes. I still
don't change for anybody.
Exactly. Yeah. The good that's in you never change. Yes. And the bad, which I have shared.
The shadows.
Then the shadows, this, what can I do to make myself better? Yes. Yeah. Yes. And, but you are still that same way as when you were a child. Yes. You are still the same. Yeah. So like you said, don't ever change.
I'm actually learning. I think that one of the things that I'm learning is when you respect your own boundaries, mm-hmm. and you learn a little bit more about yourself, you actually can then give to the right people more. And I think that I will continue to give to people, but you only have so much of you to go around. So you do have to be a little bit more selective, because what will happen is that if you give to the wrong people all the time, then those that are really, really needing that encouragement or help or anything, they get avoided. So I'm kind of in that journey of, okay, God, show me who to help. And then also just, it's a symbiotic relationship, right? Like with the energy and everything like that. So I think that was one thing. And I think that the only thing that I wish it was always harmonious, and that's probably why I got out of the medical field, is that there's just so many needs. We're definitely living in a very chaotic, sad place, and it can be overwhelming. That just being around everybody's needs, because I would want to help them more than I could, basically. Yes, and you can't do everything.
Right, you can't be the only one where you are working.
Yes,
to give that. Yeah. So I want to just backtrack a smudge. You talked about building boundaries just now. And were you in my conversation last night?
No, tell me about it.
So I was, I recently I've joined a book club, a newfound friend, who made me believe in being able to trust new people, trusting myself to trust others. And we were talking about boundaries. It was just 3 of us. From the 6, it was 3. And we were just having a beautiful conversation about that. And just everything you said. Was yes. I didn't even express it like that, but that was my point. Was to build boundaries. You need to build boundaries so that way those people that are not respecting you, they will learn eventually to back off, or they will just not even come around anymore. Well, but it allows you to then bring good people. It opens the energy to bring the other good people in your life. And so I did start doing that. That's good. And so all these new found friendships. No accidents. Have happened. Yes, no accidents. I mean, we met 2 years ago. I know. Yeah. Randomly, very organically, first on Instagram, but we still hadn't met. And then at a concert. And then it was a concert at Deering Estate. And I remember I was going to sit down in my seat and I look at you and I'm like, I know you. But it was more like, I think I know you, like that. And I was just loud. You know, the concert hadn't started yet. It was not ready to start. So I was I just went to see your sculpture. Yep. That was still on display at the Deering Estate. Yep. And I know I call it the golden cocoon. I like that. Yeah. So, but you call it something else. It's here, but that's fine. It's here. So I see Meg and I'm like, oh my God, I think I know you. I was just sitting in your golden cocoon. Like that, right? I remember. Yes. Yeah. And so we were just laughing and we were okay, it's been 2 years already. It's been about 2 years. It's been about 2 years. And we got together. We took a lovely trip to Kapong. That's where the sculpture went then. And now where's that beautiful sculpture? It's over at the Weeks property right off of Old Cutler Road. Okay. Yeah. All right. So Deering Estate Foundation. Deering Estate Foundation. So if you want to see some of Meg's works, they are there. Yes. And so I believe as an artist, you know, there's different mediums of art. You're a visual artist. Yes. So that allows you to work with your hands, which is connection to the heart, the soul, the mind. And what is your favorite medium to work with? Like you have a beautiful painting that you did all in gold called The Lost Chord, which I love that one. Will be mine. Yes. It's on hold for me. That's a very musical one. Yes. Yes. Probably my only musical one, actually. But it just turned that way. Now, was that gold paint or was that? No, that was, yes, gold on top, gold leaf on top of gesso. Okay. And so it has a mixture of painting plus pouring. And there was one pour for the final. It's either you get it or you don't. One shot deal. There was no, it fell like a ribbon. You had to have the right texture. So very in different art forms, there's different art forms that it's you kind of have to let it lay where it lays. Yeah. Type of thing. Mm-hmm. So it was just one of those moments. And it's the same thing as that poem. So the poem I found later. And I think that's the thing in any art story, whether it's somebody that's making a movie, directing, writing a story, playing a song, composing a song, whatever it is, I think that people will say, how long did this piece take you? Or how long did this piece take you? You can't gauge it because a lot of it just was a compilation of all of that learning. And then, bam, it just comes. And then there's other times, say there's a painting or a sculpture or something, and it takes months and months and months and months, you know? Yeah. But in that moment, that one was probably just a matter of days, but the final was probably just one moment. That one was just one moment that I was able to get it to pour and then texture it with the hand. So it's that interchange. Yes. And it spoke to me so strongly when I saw it at the Kapong. Yeah. And I was there were so many beautiful, different, all over, lots of artists, great artists, and your sculpture was there too. But that was I want to buy that one. Yeah, that one has to be in the room where my piano is. So it speaks. And the artist who wrote the poem is amazing, Adelaide Proctor. And I love a lot of her work. And she was an amazing woman that helped tons of people, which really resonated with me. She helped a lot of women, orphans, and people. And she lived a very short life. And then she inspired Charles Dickens. That's who he looked to. But of course, you don't hear her name. I didn't know her name
until I read one of her poems, and then I researched her, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And so those are the hidden treasures that we find.
Yes.
We have, even though we weren't living in the same time, we have this connection.
Right. And that's actually a discovery, which allowed you to discover yourself.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yes. What is your favorite line in the poem or phrase in that poem?
I can't remember it perfectly because I'm bad at recalling it, but the essence, I get the essence of it is that she was sitting at a piano, and you're a piano player. I'm not, but I've had sisters and other people play where they just play and they create things ad lib, and they create these masterpieces sometimes that are only going to be for that time,
for that moment.
And it's really about living in that. And I get goosebumps thinking about it. It's just like living in that moment, you know, like so many people now, it's like Instagram, take a picture, do this, do that. And you're looking at everybody's lives and you're like, it's flying by you. But if you just can live in a moment, it brings a deeper beauty. And it's not for necessary performance. Like it's between you and God, that moment, or you and, you know, yourself, what you're working through.
Yes.
So whether it's therapeutic arts, because some of my paintings, I've painted layers and layers of paintings. There's stories all under that you can only see if you x-ray them. So it was a conversation that I was going through. I needed to go through in the subconscious. And so that's just for me, you know? And so I think that's what that painting's about. And that's what that poem probably struck a chord with me, literally, is that living in the moment, allowing that space and accepting the beauty that you're never going to have it again.
It's beautiful. That's beautiful.
And still doing it anyways.
And still doing it anyways.
Yeah. That's what that's about.
Yeah.
So a lot of my pieces have like that depth, but that's that piece.
And does that, it's funny because 2 weeks ago I had, somebody asked me, how are you? And it was not premeditated thought at all, because, you know, like you, especially this last year, we both have gone through layers of challenges, which we're going to get into.
Yep.
And it just came out of me, and I said, I'm living for today. I can't worry about tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I won't suffer. I won't suffer for yesterday.
Yeah.
And as I'm saying this, again, not premeditated, it just flowed through me. It was God's giving me a wisdom, at the same time giving an answer that was very honest and true.
Yeah.
It was someone that I absolutely adore. And we have a connection, and she's a beautiful heart, beautiful soul. And I had tears in my eyes, and it was just like, okay, this is a wisdom
moment
that God wants me to live by now.
Yeah.
Like I've been working on doing that.
Yeah.
But it like boomed inside of me. And so
it bloomed.
It boomed and bloomed.
It bloomed.
And
it opened up.
And it opened up, and it was something that it was not really tears of sadness. It was tears of, oh God, thank you for giving me that wisdom.
Yeah. Don't you love it when it just comes out? I like it when it comes out of nowhere. And it comes from somebody else that you didn't think. And then you're like, okay, I was supposed to, okay, I get it. Like, I like when it doesn't only come from like one person or an angle that you think.
Yeah. And it was so.
It makes it more special.
Yes. And so your artwork does that for you.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, it does. And I think that I'm a creator. Definitely.
Absolutely. I believe we all are.
We all are. I think we're created to create.
Yes. I mean,
absolutely.
Look at people who are
medicine
lawyers or creators of law, writers, medicine.
Yep.
It's not just music
accountants,
and dance.
Exactly.
Yes. I mean, accountants,
art.
It's not just looking at numbers, and they
That's
are
definitely
creators.
not my art form.
No, well,
I wish I did. I wish I knew that better.
I was first a business major.
So you have it both.
It's all about. That's all on my. In episode 3.
See, I'm medicine art. You're business art.
I went for business, and I went I didn't take long before I got started doing music classes.
Yeah.
But I figured that I would be an accountant when I was still in high school, because my dad was telling me you should really think about studying business. So
So you did that.
So I took an accounting class in my senior year. I was in California. And I think, like I said, the only good thing out of that move was my best friend, Leslie. That's it. But I discovered, though, that although I'm very good at doing this, to me, I was like, if this is all I'm going to do is be in a room and just balance numbers every day, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I'm a people person.
Yeah.
So
it would drain you.
It probably. But my accountant, I had asked her, so, you know, what is this like for you? This was my experience.
Yeah.
And so I never really got into it. And well, I don't think I was meant to get into it. I think it was something that I did in a past life.
Yeah.
That I was good at doing numbers and like
organizing.
And being like a recorder.
Yeah.
Recording certain events or stuff like that. And so I think that was a natural interest in my soul and my mind to be when I was younger, the teenager. And she says, oh no, I thought the same thing, but it really is. I talk to people more than anything else, you know, because she has to spend time with you, and her experience ended up being different. And I said, yes, I see that because you spend time with me and we talk about this and we get to know each other, and then we're talking business, you know, with the accounting and everything. And so I feel that, yes, I could have been very successful being an accountant, dealing with, you know, people and all of that, but I'm very happy that I didn't pursue it.
Yeah.
I'm very happy that I ended up going for music, even though it was a subconscious thing that happened. I just wanted to take some lessons at Miami-Dade, and then it just became
goes totally different.
Yes. So, you know, it just,
you just
Dr.
have to go
Coulter,
with
she just like, okay, so in the fall, before you go to registration, make sure you come see me. Like, I will never forget that. And she just had me all those music classes down for me. And so I feel that we do make choices.
Yes.
God gives us free will to make choices, but he brings
you along,
people in our lives to help navigate us.
Yeah.
Some push us.
And sometimes you go in a direction you don't even think, and then you can go back too.
Exactly.
I mean, you just, there's no,
so yes,
it's a windy road.
It is. As my voice teacher Sheila says, you are moving forward. It's just winding.
Yeah.
And as long as you have that understanding, you know, don't take a step back. You may think you're going backwards, but you're really, and you may take a step backwards, but you're really moving forward.
And even if you stop for a little bit, it's okay to stop for a little bit too.
Yes, to take a pause. Sometimes our pauses can also be transition periods. And in that transition period, we know we're going through a transition period. Yeah. And in that transition period, we're pausing. Sometimes it is just a pause. We go from doing this, we pause, and then we go to the next thing, you know? So, but
then sometimes it's, you're in a pause and then you're in a cocoon.
Yes.
And everything melts in that cocoon and you have to wait to break out, and nobody can help you break out.
Only you. Only you can get through that.
Only you can get through that. If you do, you risk not being able to fly like a butterfly.
And do you, okay, there's two questions I want to ask. So, but this leads to the shadow work.
Yes.
So do you believe that is part of doing shadow work?
I do.
And what is shadow work to you?
I think it's layered. I mean, I've studied it psychologically and artistically. In all my ways of doing things, I don't force anything on myself. It just comes. Yeah. So I've been doing this, exhibiting for quite some time now. I notice now a pattern that I didn't realize I had a pattern, and I follow an intuitive pattern. So there'll be seasons of black and white in between other seasons of creating. So it would be like, I have like in my Freedom collection, I had, what was it called? Past Reflections with Coco. So in that time, it was like looking back, very black and white. And then there was also the Coco, which warms you because you're like dealing with things, and sometimes that can be difficult. And so there was just the black and white shadow work is almost like the pauses for me. Okay. It's like a recharge. It's like lights out.
Mm-hmm. And right now, don't you have?
I have that.
You have that.
I have that right now.
Another black and white
facing it.
Piece of art. Well, it's photographs.
Yeah, photographs.
But it's artwork.
Yeah.
And
poetry.
with
Yep.
poetry
Yep.
that you wrote.
Yes. That's my second. I never considered myself a poet,
Wow.
but I had to use poetry just because I would look to find the specific poem I wanted for the piece and I couldn't find it. So with Mother Mangrove, that's where that came from. And then this Facing the Shadow was the same thing. Because a lot of other times I'll pair my pieces with either scripts or songs from artists, or I'll pair it like with The Lost Chord with poetry.
Yes.
But I've only twice done my own.
Well,
So those are the two.
my twin sister is an visual artist and a poet.
Oh, so she's a poet too?
Yes. I saw her the other day, 2 days ago.
Gosh.
And I told her,
We gotta
on
meet.
Sunday I'm filming. I'm like, you will love Meg.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, the two of you.
So she's a poet. So
She's
those
a
are like,
poet.
there's a
She's
beautiful,
a
my
poet.
sister's a poet.
Yes.
Like, I don't consider myself a poet. These are like two conversations that.
Yeah, I know. I say I'm a
poetry
live
is like-
poet, but it's really like I can write songs and write
Yes.
lyrics, and I like them to rhyme in a poem manner, and
Yes.
sometimes I journal in a poem.
So yeah,
in a
so
poem
you
with-
have
in a,
that.
in a poetry way. I don't know if there's a poetic way. That's the right
Yes.
term. But I don't know if I consider myself more as a song lyricist.
And I consider my two poems happy accidents. That's it. I don't
A
intend.
stream of consciousness
I don't know where it came from.
It was a stream of consciousness that occurred.
It just did. So I would say is not, because you asked about what medium.
Yes.
I would say that poetry is not my medium.
Right.
Language, in writing language, I would say, because I love to talk, but I don't like to write as much. But
I feel it's in your soul.
I think that it is, but I think that I appreciate, as an artist, so much other artists, and I think that their work influences my work. So it's hard to say, even with the painting, did I create this myself? No, because all my work usually has set music to it. And so the music sets the tone for the whole piece. And you can see it because if you analyze the work over decades, you see the different movements in it. And it's because I chose specific songs. And so my brain follows that flow. And then my background in statistics and geometry and anatomy, medical background, all of that comes into being when I'm creating. So there'll be anatomical pieces that come, or geometric shapes, because I love geometry. And so everything has to flow, but it's in that, again, like The Lost Chord, it's in that moment. So when I'm creating and I'm done, I don't feel like it's something that I did. If I feel like I did it, then I didn't create a piece of art for me. Like, it has to be this moment that happens. And I would say that I'm working with other artists.
Yeah.
Because that music is filling me as well.
It's like, to me, I want to extend that. And it's not only with the other artists that are influencing you and inspiring you, but then ends up being like you're working with the collective.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So
it is. And so I there's sometimes that it just happens and you're just like, wow. And it's almost like, cause I'm a mother 3 times. I did not create this child.
3 different.
I did not. All at home with midwives.
Wow.
But, I did not create that. It was something that happened, and then that child was created, and then you give birth to this child, and you're like, how in the world did that come out of me? So I would say that art is like my 4th child.
Yes.
Pretty much. So I nurture it. I nurture that relationship.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's just take a moment. So
it's the nurturing of the 4th.
Which is
the child.
The
4th.
child.
Yeah,
4.
you got me.
Yes, I totally got you. So when did you start exploring with art? Was this something that you did in childhood?
No, like I would say I had an artist. I think everybody's an artist in some way, but I had an artist mind of analyzing things as a child and looking at beauty. I loved beauty. I grew up in the Keys, the Florida Keys. I was around the ocean and movement and the grass, and I would look at things very deeply. And so I think that those were like my pre-studies, and also the relationships with people. All of those things were there. In the school form, in early childhood, I would say it destroyed any art, because the art teachers at that time in elementary were very much, here's what you need to do. That's all you can do. End of story. And so it was very comparative. It was not exploratory. And so even up into, when was it? Like in junior high, the art teacher and me, it didn't give me any interest. There was no freedom. And then it was once I was into...
It was too structured.
It was very structured, very comparative, very boring.
Putting the art...
Because you would put like a still life and you have to create this. So there was no investigation, no exploration.
Well, I have to show you these two little paintings. So when we were 8 years old in third grade, my sister and I did an after-school
program
at St. Peter and Paul, an art class in the library. And I remember, and it was that, paint the still life.
Yes.
So one is a vase with flowers, and the other one is like a wine bottle with a plate.
Yes.
I did
really good.
the literal, and my sister
was the abstract.
There
you go.
Because she's an abstract artist and surrealist. And we each always thought, until maybe a year or two ago, that the other one's was better. So I always thought, wow, yours is so creative, and I literally tried to do it so perfect, and I mean, it's okay, but but yours looked more dreamy. Yours looked more dreamy to me.
Yes.
So you could tell that there was a vase and there were flowers, but it just, the way she painted it at 8 years old was more dreamy.
And see, that's the danger of the developmental stage.
And the teacher, though, didn't say that either one was wrong.
So that's good. See, that's good.
She just said, paint what you see.
That's good. That's great.
But she put a still thing, it was a still life object. But here we are, identical twins.
And you did totally different.
Like we share almost 100% DNA, because there's always that 0.00000000001, to the infinity one, that is not the same. But but
that's good that the teacher did that.
And she did that. So we never left feeling less from that experience.
Exactly.
That was the only real experience that I ever had, like doing something outside of art class in school. But I just thought was like, oh, Kay did it so much better.
Yes.
It looks dreamy. It looks,
and see,
and mine is like so accurate.
And that's why most people, I think that they stop creating. So that's the thing, is that even for me, art, because I got very into art in high school. I had a wonderful art teacher, Jan DeYoung, at Westminster, and she was very quiet and soft-spoken. But I guess probably in my maybe junior year, maybe sophomore, she just saw that I needed to just do things. Like I wanted to do all portraits, and she would just, okay, go ahead. And I would do like the first portrait, because I did all faces portraits. The first one I did was an old lady with all her wrinkles, and she had such a smile on her face, and she looked like she was 100. And I called it Laughing at Age, and it was just a number 2 pencil on a regular piece of paper. But in order for me to get the face right, I flipped it upside down. And so I was doing the whole thing upside down, and my art teacher was like, "Why are you doing that?" But she knew,
oh my God, that is
just
so cool.
a technique to trick your brain.
Okay.
And I didn't know that. I was intuitively doing it. And so she was like, "Just go with that. Yeah, just do it." Like she wouldn't direct me. She would just give me the stuff.
Right. And I think she allowed you the space to figure it out.
She allowed me the space to figure it out. Flow. And that really, I love her. She was great. We had a great relationship. I did all AP art. My senior year, I could have graduated. I was already at Miami-Dade doing dual enrollment back then, which was like not many people did.
Yeah.
But I was like wanting to learn so much. But by the senior year, I only had one regular class. Everything was AP art, AP photography, art, electives, teaching kids. It was all art. So
what made you get into medicine?
So what happened was I didn't even
have that in high school.
So I had it all.
In high school.
I had it all. So
I'm like 10 years older than you. Like New World opened up when I was a junior.
The story that not many people know is that what happened was then I also, as a child, always wanted to go to Africa. So I graduated at 17, and I always wanted to do like mission type work in Africa and just live in Africa. Like I always felt called to Africa. So when I was 17, I graduated high school. And I was not planning to go to college. I was planning to go to Africa. Like, everybody would ask me, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going to Africa. I don't care. I'm not going to college. But the problem was I couldn't get a visa because you have to be 18. So I didn't know that. And I was like, dang, I'm going to have to redirect my plans. And so what happened was I also played volleyball competitively with a coach, Cookie Stevens. And she was at Westminster at the time, but then she went to FIU. And that summer, she called me up and she was like, Meg, I need you to come play for me because I have a very strong work ethic and energy. I'm like a little spark plug.
Yeah.
So she was like,
sure.
I'm starting.
I can
I have a lot of energy. You can see it in the paintings.
That, yes.
So I have a lot of energy to give.
Yeah, but just every time I'm with you.
So she wanted me, and I had said, oh, I'm never going to go to FIU and this, that. And then I loved my coach. So I was like, I'll think about it. And so literally I was probably in July. Next week, I was already a student at FIU playing college volleyball. So I was in college volleyball. Then I looked into going to art education. So I took Intro to Ed, and I didn't like it. Again, it's the overstructure, doesn't do well for me. And I was like, I don't think I could do this all the time. And then I was able to, after a lot of injuries in volleyball, I was thinking and praying and thinking what I want to do. And it opened up for me to go to Africa that next summer. When I turned 18, I got my visa and I left.
Yeah.
So I was like, I just had to wait. I went over there not knowing anybody. I went with a very small team of 7 for 3 months. And we met and went to Africa. And it was very remote and very extreme. Different places we went to. And actually that's how I got into medicine, because the second place, the first place we stayed in the desert, we were 14 hours from any roads. And it was an amazing time with the people there, the Rendili tribe. And then we went to another area that was much more lush and mountainous. And in that area, I met a Canadian doctor that would go and volunteer his times in the summer in Africa into this remote village. And we stayed with all of these orphans, and the town had a lot of drugs, like the parents had died of AIDS or drugs or things. And so there was a lot of children that needed care. Yeah. And orphaned. So we stayed with them and helped them. But then also this doctor invited us to come do surgery. And so we went in, and I had my first surgical experience to attend in like a 1920s hospital. They didn't have any medications but LSD. And he did the best with what he had. And I saw 2 C-sections, and I saw a lot of burn victims and all this stuff. And I said, wow, if I can do this here, then I could do medicine. I love to help people. And I was like, I would love to go ahead and get my nursing degree and then public health and then come back to Africa. So that's how I ended up getting into medicine. So when I came back from Africa, I went into nursing with that intent. And public health nursing, which I still would love to. I was 3 months at 18. No phones. Like, I barely got a hold of my parents. It's crazy. Yeah, yeah. But it was some dangerous situations, but I loved it. I felt at home. It's very communal. It's very relational, and it resonates with me. So actually, I went back to FIU, and then I went into nursing, and, and then there's a lot of the story. I mean, I have a lot of story in there, twists and turns, but that was the intention. And then, it ended up that I ended up doing medicine, and I didn't get into art and exhibiting much later. I never intended to exhibit. I never intended to be like, okay, I'm going to be an artist, even though my grandfather, that's what his passion was before he wasn't able to do it.
It's in your genes.
It was in the genes and a lot. And so what happened with me was I was able to do medical, just like you were interested in accounting. I ended up doing critical care nursing at Baptist, and I ended up being pregnant with my first daughter.
Okay, well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
We got to backtrack.
Yeah, I skipped a lot.
I skipped a lot.
I found the love of my life and all of this stuff.
Yes. Who's half
amazing. He's half Greek from the same island as
the same island as my dad.
Kefalonia.
That is like Kefalonia.
Yeah, thank you. You say it better.
But you
which
said
is
the American
insane.
way.
It's a tiny
we're
island.
Talking about small world. Like,
my husband's Great. His ancestors.
I've met him once, but it's just like, yeah, you look Greek.
Yeah.
You look very Greek.
Yes. Yes. My last name is not supposed to be Wallace.
No, it's supposed to be.
Can you say it for me? It's Varianados.
Varianados.
Yes. So that is what the last name is supposed to be. Yeah, they switched it.
Wallace is a lot easier.
Yes.
Yes, Ellis Island. Look what they did to my yaya.
They changed it.
My yaya's name.
She changed it.
She was born with the name Kiriaki, which is Sunday in meaning Holy Sunday.
Yes.
Right? And she married my grandfather. That's a long story. But she came to the States after their honeymoon, and they're looking at her documents. Okay.
What they call her.
No, this is what they did. Yeah. Like they didn't even, nothing creative. Yeah. Not Kiria or Riki or nothing. No, like a variation of that. So we're going to call you're K now. K-A-Y.
Wow.
K-A-Y. They made it so easy for themselves. And it's like, so a lot of times she would say, I came to this country. I lost my name. I shed blood here. I lost. And like her story is huge. Aww. But it's, when I think about my yaya's life, she went through a lot of discoveries of self.
Yes.
I wish that she was alive today with, how do you say, of sound mind, body, and soul, to have that conversation with her. Yes. Because if I knew then, having those conversations with her, what I know now, what I went through, I would have asked other questions, and maybe get another deeper sense.
That's the shadow work. Yes. That's the shadow work is I do see that there's these generational things sometimes. Mm-hmm. And if one of the things that motivated me to face so much was I wanted to pass on the good part to the children and heal some of the bad parts.
Yeah. It made you feel
I felt like this deep.
Do you feel that was a navigation having kids to do that, or a push?
It was both. I think that when I had my daughter, it ignited something different in me, that I was helping everybody, but then I also was like, okay, this is another life now. And I want her, she's my first and she's my daughter. And I know how difficult this world is. Yeah, and I was like, I want to raise her to maintain that strong leadership spirit that she has, because you've met her.
Yes, beautiful soul.
She has a very strong...
I only needed to meet her once and have conversation for 20 minutes.
She's very pleasant.
She made this... I'm wearing a beautiful necklace.
By her.
I'm sure I just tipped my microphone. But this is a beautiful necklace that her daughter made for me.
Yes.
And it's got a sunflower with citrine.
Yes.
And so I'm wearing it because winter solstice is all about shedding.
Yes.
And really looking at your truths and letting everything, let go of things that no longer serve you. Exactly. And the sunflower, though, is not only my part of my logo, but they're my favorite flower, and they are part of the solar plexus.
Yes.
They represent your truths and your joys, childlike joy, intelligence, wisdom, and all of that. Yeah. So I had to wear it today interviewing you. I keep bumping into my mic. So sorry. And I don't edit any of this. So
don't worry.
All of this goes on the YouTube.
But, and she has that. And
she has a beautiful energy. Yes.
When I gave birth
But she got that
her,
from you. So
I had
a deep
strength. I had a deep strength in me. But I think that it awakened more when I became a mother.
Yes.
I think that awakened me to want to be stronger. Mm-hmm. Because I always felt like standing up for yourself or your boundaries was being selfish.
Which is not, but yes.
So that's the boundaries thing. Yes. And so then I was like I read a book later about boundaries, and I was trying to say, what do I want? Who do I want? And so I got out of the medical field because I wanted to be with her. The first 5 years is really important and developmental. Yeah. And you study that a lot in nursing, and I studied a lot of psychology. And so I was like, I want to be with her so that she feels that support. And then when I had my sons, the same thing. And so I think that a lot changed then. And that's when I started creating art. I had a lot of emotions flowing. And so then those first exhibits that I did was all about freedom, all about that deep protective maternal nature that I have.
Okay.
But that deep maternal nature also goes to everyone, because I think I was a mother way before I had children. I think that you have natural tendencies. You don't have to have children to be a mother.
I'm the same way. Yes. I
and so all of them are your children that you're in experience with. So even as a child, I would be that nurturing mother. So Mother Mangrove, one of my exhibits, it's about that maternal. And then that's why I cast Sheila, my midwife, because she had this very empowering, calming figure. And it's about, I think right now, like, we're going through such chaotic times, you need to look around and find those people that nurture your soul and be the person too. Like, be that safe person to, if somebody just lost a loved one, if somebody is having a challenging divorce or having a challenging time at work, we don't need to offer advice on how to fix it, really. You know, if they ask for it, that's a different story. But I think just be there with them. Like, you're going through a horrible time. Let's just, you know, go do something special for that person. That's it. Or text them, hey, I'm thinking of you. Those type of things. Lots of love because, you know, sometimes things just stink, you know, like there's no fixing. It's not like, oh, well, this happened for a reason. No, we can create something beautiful out of something bad that happened. But sometimes things just happen bad, and we just need somebody to lean on and cry, you know, and say.
And sometimes we have to accept that bad thing happened, and there's nothing that you can do to change it.
And so that's the thing is, like, my hope is that in all my work that I do and in all the people, that's why I did the whole imprinting gold, is that we only have one life. Or like, you know, technically eternal life. So it's not, but is that when we're here, how are we imprinting on other people? Imprint value, leave somebody with value. Humans are valuable. Animals are valuable. Nature is valuable. So the conversation that I'm really interested in is how do we add value to things? And I think that value is not in how much you have, because everything can be taken away, but value is in how much you leave with people.
I'm in total agreement with a lot of things that you're saying. And I too have the same beliefs. I feel that I strive to be that person as a teacher, as a human, as a soul, no matter what hat I'm you know, wearing, or what role I have to play in terms of like being a sister or a daughter or a granddaughter or a friend.
Or just an acquaintance.
Just
because you're adding value to somebody.
Or being a stranger. Like a just passing by.
A
smile.
Goes a long way.
Goes a long way. Just smiling and saying good morning or good afternoon. Or hello. Like that's it, you know, to strangers. I've been doing that since I was a kid. But being a person that is safe. Providing a safe space for anyone that walks into my life. Whether it's a student, a friend, a stranger, whoever. And so, and I believe you are the same way.
That's why we're here, because I feel that. I feel that. I felt that instantly.
Thank you.
When we met, and I think that there's, you know,
that means a lot to me.
There's very few people that you can have that with. And one of the things that I was excited to be on this about is I respect the fact that you don't edit anything and that it's natural. It's at home. I think that our society, we need more real things. We need eclectic. We need no auto-tune. We need no beauty face. I mean,
I put no makeup on. All my guests put makeup on. I just don't put any.
And you have beautiful face.
Thank you. But it's because I want to be as low maintenance as possible, because my goal is to really connect with God and Source and my angels, and for me to be a vessel for you and the world, the collective. And so that's what I want to, I make sure that my hair looks decent.
Your hair looks great.
But that's about it. I mean, to look groomed, you know, presentation. But other than that, it's, I want to be more about the energy, yes, and being as authentic as possible. Yeah. Because this is the vision that I have, and I'm going to do everything I can to keep this vision alive as much as I can.
It's a lost art. It's a lost art.
That's why I call this a video podcast special, because it's not something that everyone's going to want to listen to every day.
Yes.
I mean, I could maybe find 2 or 3 people a week to have conversations with. I can do that with random strangers, because I can talk to people. My mom was so scared that somebody would kidnap me.
Yes,
when I was a kid. I would just go, hi, like that. And yes, you know I'm a talker. But
there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
There's no problem with that.
I wanted to. But is everybody going to want to listen to an hour and a half to 3 hours of conversation 3 times a week?
No.
So I love doing it during this. Happens to be that the last 2 segments were filmed on the
perfect timing
on the actual season, the day of the change of season. So today we are in the winter solstice.
Full moon yesterday.
And new moon.
New moon.
New moon. Yeah. So new beginnings, new things. And it's like, here we are.
Right before Christmas.
Right before Christmas holiday. And so I know that you are, you go to church.
Yes.
So you're a devout Christian. Are you a devout Christian?
I would say that I am. I have a personal relationship with God, but I would say that I'm not into religion. So Christianity is like so vast, and there's so much like religion. So I'm not into religion, but I'm into relationship. So I'm into that relationship. I'm into the relationship.
What a wonderful way.
Like
I always say I'm into spirituality, but that it is a relationship with God.
So for me, it's not religion, because I feel like in my beliefs, like Christ came to do away with that. His whole reason was to be love, to share love, not to force love, not to force your ideas, but to actually look out for people, to feed those who are hungry, to clothe those who don't have clothes, and not to be necessarily in this organization that has more power, because actually he came without power.
Correct.
He actually was born in a manger, and
very
humble
as one can be.
So if you look at it in that way, I think that that's a person that, for me, I have a relationship with him because I respect that. I really respect the humility. So I would say I have a close relationship with him. The term that's with Jesus. And God. And I think the creator.
Separate energies and entities.
And so it's like the creator, but I don't, and I like fellowship and helping people, but I don't necessarily identify with like just religion. Like I think pure religion is those who take care of the orphan and the widow, that speak up. So my verse is Isaiah 61:1, and it's those who speak up for the voice, the people that have no voice, you speak up for them, that you help those that need to be set free. So it's all about freedom for me. My work is about freedom.
You want others to do
that,
to you.
Yes, and it was always that. Even as a child, that's what resonated with me. Like, I can't look and harm something else. I can't even imagine that people do it for their own advantage. I don't understand that. So I'm just not that bird. I'm not.
No, we are from the same flock of birds, because I don't understand that either.
I'm not that bird. So my whole goal is, I don't say that I'm not political. I would say that art is my political. Art is my own, because it's what you can do. We can't control anything.
Art is your law and your politics.
Yeah, because the thing is that you can't.
So beautiful.
You can't be responsible for anybody else. But for me, I have to treat people according to what's in my heart. And I don't like to see people harmed. I hate seeing people go through hard times. And if I'm able to help, I'm going to help.
When people hurt you, one of the biggest lessons Jesus came down to teach us
is still be nice.
Was to forgive.
Yes.
It's love and forgiveness.
Yes.
So and
that's shadow work too.
Shadow work too.
Yeah.
When my friend, my grandmother, my dad, then my mom. It was just like one after the other. And it was all during COVID. Nobody died of COVID, but it was this thing. And I was going through a separation and a divorce. And it was very difficult navigating all of that and meeting a divine counterpart. Yeah. And it was like
everything.
Yes. and go through menopause and then postmenopause.
Everything.
So I'm like, thank you.
What is this? What am I doing?
But I learned so much. I did. I had learned a lot of great, big lessons that have impacted me. But what I learned, it's not that I didn't know it, not that I didn't learn it, but I didn't really feel it until I went through these people in my life that died. Yeah. And we take nothing here with us. Yeah. Like we were speaking earlier about material things, how you don't really hold on to things. I don't, And, and so, and
that's why I chop my hair.
Yeah, you chop your hair. Well, I like, see, I believe our hair is our strength.
I do.
So I believe that whatever makes so much energy. Feel strength and strong, you wear your hair that way.
So I would say that I do believe that, but I think that also it's your sensory organ. So since I was at a time, it was during COVID that I chopped all my hair off because I used to have it long.
I need to see a picture.
I'm going to have to show you. So I pick up everything. I'm like this antenna. So every time I try to grow it, I'm still picking up everybody's emotions. And so when I cut it off,
I do believe that. Yeah.
So I do think that long hair is beautiful.
Yes.
And I think that I just I'm still not at the point where I can grow it. I think that I will know when I can grow it. Like one day I'm going to grow it and I'm going to do it long and my kids laugh at me and I change the colors and do all this stuff. But right now it's still there.
No,
it's still there. Anytime I try to do it long,
because you feel
I'm not yet there.
Yeah.
I'm not yet there to handle it. Yes, that's the balance. I'm not there yet.
So that's energy work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there are ways of being able to help yourself clean and clear the energy that you absorb. I ask a lot of times for God and his angels to fortify me, and may I only observe and not absorb anything that is not for the good of all of me.
Exactly. I've heard you say that.
That's everything. My home, my cats, my person, my body, even my car. Yeah. Because a lot of times I'm in my car when crazy things are happening on the road, and every time something happens, I go, thank you, God and angels. Thank you, archangels. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for protecting me. Yeah. And I'll sit there in the car, and maybe I might get angry at someone cutting me off, but to the point where I don't care if someone gets in front of me, but don't put my life in danger to do it. And then I'm like, thank you for saving me. Yeah. Thank you for making sure that I'm still able, to be here, that nothing happened that. So I'm in great gratitude for that. So, but yes, I do that because your everything, your hair, your skin, your nails, the heart, your organs. Yeah. I believe that what we're going through in the physical world here, our physical body will manifest what our soul is also going through. Yeah. It's like parallel. Two entities that are in one. Like Jesus came down to
two different things.
Yes, that he was a divine being as well as a human being. Yep. But I believe he came down to tell us that we are all that because I believe God made my soul. God made your soul. I knew we were going to see a butterfly. Did you know that?
Right then. Perfect timing.
I knew we were going to see a butterfly today. I didn't know when it was going to happen. So yesterday I was,
that's the transformation.
Reflecting on what we were going to.
The flight.
Yes. And I saw a butterfly and I said, we're going to see a butterfly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope it came in the frame. So, what was I talking about?
You said he came down in flesh
and so
to tell us that we're all that. It is. It is. And we are. And everything everything that we're doing,
that healing, we all can
carries
heal.
On. So anything that we say,
so we can heal. We can
regenerate. Our body can heal.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
But if you feel at this time in your life that you need to keep your hair short,
it's mourning,
because
that's what they used to do it for.
Because you're in mourning.
It's like a mourning. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I see. No. So the longer my hair is, the more strong I feel. Yeah. So which is why on purpose I haven't gone to see my.
Yes, you're like, I'm going to let it go.
I'm going to do everything I can to keep, because I have fine hair. So the ends aren't. They start to get dry. I mean, this is only normal. So I am being kind to myself, taking care of myself, being gentle with myself, gentle with my hair. Yes. I do certain things to help uplift my energetic levels, which is my physical body, to help me be at a higher vibrational level, so that I can be at my best.
I think I'll be
right?
there
To be
one
that
day.
vessel,
I have 3 teenagers, though.
But even while I was in my
you were able to.
deep, like a huge
you were able to handle
abyss.
it.
I felt that I was in this abyss of dark water that I had already drowned in and fell to the bottom.
Yeah.
And I thought I would never find my way up and I would never see the light again.
Yeah.
And that was my first real experience of shadow work.
Yeah.
Of sitting in my sadness.
Yeah.
And I found my way up.
Yeah.
Then I met the divine counterpart.
Yeah.
And I forced myself to not go back to that bottom because I already knew that doesn't really serve me.
Yes.
It served me. It helped me to feel my light again. But I knew that I stayed there for so long that I didn't want to stay there for a long period of time because I had all these other things that I was going through. Yeah. And it was just like a
cycle,
like a Ferris wheel that doesn't stop and let you get on or off.
Yeah.
I was just like in this circle. And I'm like, no, I have to
get out of it.
I was like going up and down,
Climb
up
out.
and down, up and down,
Jump
up
off.
and down. And so I felt like I was doing this for a few years now.
Yeah.
And now I'm finally
getting
off.
Yeah.
I feel more like myself.
Yeah.
And in conversation with someone, it just came out again. No premeditated thought on anything. And was talking about a lot of things. And I said, I have to rebuild myself now again. Mm-hmm. And it hurts that I have to do that. Mm-hmm. And it's hard.
Yeah.
And that was another like blooming thing that happened with me. And I said, okay, now I need to embrace that.
Yeah.
I'm going to allow myself to feel that.
Because why does anybody put like,
to be able to go through it, because I have to walk through that.
It's just like a house.
It's
it changes.
Yeah.
There's the trees. I think that like we got so used to things being fabricated in this like cookie cutter way. So we have this like idea of what life is supposed to be.
Yes, the white picket fence.
So I'm just saying, why do we
with kids and look, we bought this beautiful home and I had no children.
Like, where did it all come from? And then
society. Society that from which.
But I think that we can rewrite that. I think that we can rewrite it.
I think
it's
society,
human nature.
Politics changed everything.
It wants to fit it in a box.
Yeah. So you felt your power when you had your daughter. Yeah. And so I was told when this beautiful spiritual door opened for me in 2011. Yeah. A lot of spiritual people would just look at me and they would tell me, when you have a child, you will know your power.
No, I had. And oh wow.
Yes.
Okay. Like a deep power or something.
Yeah. When a woman has a child, then she will step into her power and she will know her power. And
I don't know.
But you did feel it.
I felt it, but I think that it's a change. I would say that.
Yeah, but that is powerful.
It is.
It's powerful.
It is.
In other words, that you knew that you had to take care of yourself so that you could take care of your daughter. Yes. And then that enabled you to even more take care of the world around you. And so that is powerful. Yeah. That is very powerful.
But I also lost, I think that there's a powerfulness, and then I also lost a sense of an identity as well.
But you gained back your identity.
Yes. So, but it's I think there's
and
this.
I think a lot of moms, a lot of women.
Because you're giving so much that then you start to lose really who you are. So there's that balance. There's that, so there's the powerful, and then there's like, okay, but you need to, reinvent. I would say reinvent, because you're never going to be who you were.
That's true.
But who are you now? Mm-hmm. So that's the thing. Yes. You're not going to be like, how do you go from here and bring it to here? I think that's the challenging part of motherhood. I think that mothers
transformation.
It's seasons. Your children's ages are seasons. Your life is a season. Your hormones are going through changes. Yes. So again, I would say that the most valuable lesson is that there's not one right way.
No.
And you need to be gentle with yourself, and not only be around people that empower you, but also empower your children to be who they are, because I didn't want my children to be cookie cutter of who I am. I wanted them to be, they are themselves. They are born, they were born with my 3 kids were born with their personalities. There's no doubt. They're so different.
Do you believe
I love them.
Your 3 children chose you to be their mother? Their souls chose you to
I don't know. It says
parents?
that God knit them together in my womb. I think that it was supernatural. I mean, I know when I conceived Naomi, it was like supernatural.
Okay.
And I felt it. And I knew it was a daughter right away. I mean, it was like, boom. And they're like, how can you tell? And I was like, I know. And the same with my second, Isaiah. And then my third, I was totally by surprise. I was not planning on that. I was done. But
it was the surprise.
It was the surprise, and I love them. But I think that they have made me. They've challenged me. They've made me a better person. They made me view things in different ways. But in no way do I think that anybody could not go through that, even if you don't have a child, because I think that, again, like I said before, that maternal nature, you know, just because you have a child doesn't mean that you're going to be the mother of that child, you know, like in my own family, there's different people that are raised by non-biological mothers. And that was a good thing.
Right.
Not the ones that gave birth weren't able to. And I love that we can pick up with other people left off. And I think that sometimes if our parents have gone on, or maybe our parents weren't maybe all the maternal nature or all the paternal nature or any of that we needed, I think that sometimes God will put people in your life that fill that. They'll put it.
Yes,
and it's beautiful. Like I have the sisters and I have this. And so it's like, it takes a lot of pressure off you when you're like, not only your blood family has to do this for you. It can be so many different people.
Soul family. I call it soul family.
And even if you have friends for a season and then they get busy, it's like you're sad that you don't have that relationship. But at the same time, it's like we're moving, we're fluid, and that was for a time. And then, you know, just allowing that freedom, that living in the moment.
Yes.
What am I adding value to? I may never see somebody again. I mean, I worked in the hospital later when I had my 3 kids, and I would have victims of accidents and things that were changed. They're paralyzed in one moment. Their whole life changed. And some people lost their life. And, you know, I've been involved and helped care for people at those stages. So, all of that traumatic experience and feelings, you realize how wonderful every moment it is.
Yeah.
How wonderful if you can breathe, because I've been with people that can't breathe. Anybody who has problems with that knows it's a daily struggle. If somebody can't use the restroom, if somebody can't do this, like there's so many things we take for granted.
Yes.
That I think that
that's
when you take that perspective, you're like, okay.
I think that's what I can
wake up
to say before, like we when we die, we take nothing with us.
Nothing.
All we take is how we treated people.
And our soul.
And our soul, yes. How we treated people.
Yeah.
And how others treated us.
Yes.
That's what we hold is that. That's it.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it. So it's all the I guess
pretenses don't go.
Who we become, who we are, how we behave. It's those things, which is all about energy.
Yeah.
What energy did you put out into the world? What energy were you feeling inside of yourself?
Yeah.
How did you treat people?
Yeah.
Were you kind? I mean, none of us are perfect.
Nobody's
We're
perfect.
here to
make
the mistakes, to learn from them and all of that. But it was, as I said, it was, I knew all of these things, but until all of these people that raised me passed away, and started with a friend, I really felt that, and it is a loss, even though I know that we don't lose them. I believe they're in spirit form, they're in a soul, but they are no longer here to touch and to hold, to say, I love you too.
And we were never meant to experience death. We were never meant to experience any of that. In my opinion.
In your
opinion?
We
were never meant to experience death, or sadness, or any of that type of stuff. And I think that we're going to return to it. Well, I mean, it's my belief.
You mean in the soul form?
Yeah, because I think that, I mean, in what I believe is in the creation, it was created to have open communion, open talk. We were able to talk to animals. We were able to, you know, not be with clothes and have food, and nothing died. We did not eat animals. We didn't have any
like
of
the
that.
Garden of Eden.
Yeah. And then there was that separation, and that was with the idea of greed and wanting to know more. Greed and wanting to know more. I mean, that gets into every problem we have in the universe.
But
like,
is curiosity to want to know more a good thing?
I think that,
like the experience you had in, okay, so so one of the main questions I want to ask is when did you discover yourself, your soul? When did you discover
I think
that you believe you have a soul? So when did that discovery of self begin? When did that start?
I think I'm still discovering myself.
I don't think it finishes, but when did it start? Yeah.
Probably as a child, like when I was like 3 or 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you've gone through this journey.
All this. I would say that I would know less of I would say that I think that the self is so much deeper than we think. So I think that I'm in a phase where it's like, again, that cocoon of rediscovering self and just putting it pieces together, because there's a lot of things that you don't understand and you don't know, and you're like, okay, this is faith and this is that. And so I'm in a pause because I've always struggled with why things happen like they do. Why do bad things happen? All of those big questions,
the tragedies,
always bothered me. Yes. Always bothered me. And so those are things I don't know I will ever come to terms with.
Yeah, because it's hard. Because
that's a hard.
Yes, because I've learned.
I have a hard time with
I've learned that things don't happen to you; they happen for you. Yeah. But then when you find that someone died of no fault of their own, in a very tragic way, what is the for me to those people that are related to them? Yeah. To the mother, the father, or the spouse, or the sister, the brother, the daughter, I mean, I've heard some crazy things on the news through the years. Yeah. Someone in their 90s that get brutally attacked and raped and killed and stabbed to death.
And how do you
after
come to
living
terms with that?
a beautiful life, right? Maybe had struggles and this and that, but lived in. Why would that be that person's end in their 90s? Yeah, because of someone else's shadow, selfishness, a greed, a hate. Yeah. But those are all things that the root of that is fear. Yeah. So fear is never a good thing. I feel that we should all feel fearless. Yeah. But for the right things, for good, not for bad. Yeah. Obviously.
And love, because one of the things is that empathy is so important. And empathy is, again, in that child development cycle. Yes. If a child does not receive in that first couple, I mean, even in womb, but like even outside, if they don't receive some of that, I mean, sometimes there's biological things, so the brain doesn't even go empathy. But if you don't get that nurturing, it's shown that they will not be as empathetic.
Well, but there's a lot of people who grew up without that, and they're one of the most empathetic people.
So there's no rhyme or reason. So it could be it's like nurture and nature.
Is in the soul. I believe it's built in the soul.
In the soul.
Yes, and so because I feel that I didn't really receive the nurturing,
but you already were
care that I should have had. Both my sister and I, my twin, when we were growing up. Yeah, and where was the empathy for us?
But did you get it from anybody else besides
my grandmother? My grandmother
was just going to say,
my yaya was my safe, my security, my home. Yeah, and I always felt that way. Yeah, and I will always feel that way.
And that's why I think that community is so important.
But I didn't get to really live with her day in and day out.
You just got that little taste.
She raised me throughout my years. Yeah, but she lived in Greece for many years as I was growing up. But she would always come and visit and stay for 3 to 6 months.
It's a good time.
And she had remarried, and he was very, very accepting of that because he understood.
That's good.
He was actually good friends with my dad. He was an older man. So everything is a long story, but in a nutshell, my dad went when he was very young. I don't even think he was I think he was 13 or 14 years old, not 15, 16. He left Kefalonia and went into the Merchant Marines. And he met Angelo there. And Angelo was an older man, and they became best friends. And this man was an important figure for my dad. It was like an older brother and a father figure and a best friend all in one, I believe.
Before he met your yaya.
Yeah, before my dad met my mom.
When
my dad was 13, 14 years old, he met Angelo. And so years pass. My papu passes away, my mom's dad. And my dad said, maybe, Angelo and mom would do well together.
So it was your mom's mom?
It was my mom's mom. And so my mom's mom was there from the beginning.
Wow.
Yeah. She passed away when I was 49 years old.
So it ended up being his father-in-law.
And
love.
Yes. And my step grandfather, I would call him Papulimu, which is my little grandfather. But what's funny about that is that he was very tall. He was like a stocky man, big face, big blue eyes, blondie hair that turned white. He looked more American than us.
And he was Greek?
And he was Greek to the core.
Wow.
Greek to the core. I'm like, none of his relatives were dark haired. They were all light haired, light eyed.
Wow.
Even if, I think he had a couple nieces that were, maybe had brown eyes from their dad, but his sister was the same thing, fair, his mom fair. And, they say that, that the Europeans, that they came from the Icelandians and the Norwegians, but I don't know about that.
We all mix. You never know what the mix is.
I don't know about that, because it was the Egyptians and the Greeks and the Italians. The Egyptians were the first people that we knew of existence and civilization. And the Israelites, the Greeks. I mean, when Jesus died and was crucified on the cross, there were 3 languages that represented the world. Okay, at that time. So it wasn't Egyptian hieroglyphics, but it was Greek, Latin, and Hebrew. Those were the 3 developed languages at the time. Now maybe it wasn't Hebrew, maybe it was
Aramaic.
Aramaic. But you know what I'm saying? But it's like, okay. So I know I come from a line of very old people. There was nothing there about Norwegian language, nothing about Icelandic or Slavic or even Irish or Scottish or any of that. So really, where did red hair come from? We don't know. But we all come from Africa.
Yes. Maybe that's why I feel so home in Africa. I feel very at home.
It's actually one of the things that I would love to do is to do that experience of going.
When I went there, it was like
safari.
I didn't want to come back. I didn't want to come back.
And my mom's favorite animal,
what?
Is because she still lives, so I don't want to speak in the past tense. Is elephants.
Oh.
And what a spiritual and regal animal that they are.
They're very empathetic
and they remember
everything. And they mourn it. And they do the sacred mourning.
I mean, we've all heard the stories.
Elephants.
We've all heard the stories of people that have gone to live in Africa to take care of the elephants. That they build ranches where they're there to help keep the species alive. Different species in Africa that are becoming extinct. And the elephant
they need a lot
tribe
of space.
That I can't remember his name, but he was one that worked a lot with the elephants and the lions and the same elephant. He hadn't seen them in decades. When he died, they came to pay respect, to mourn him.
It's beautiful.
So I want that makes me emotional. Why? Because what we leave with is only how we treat people and how people treat us. And it's not just humans, it's animals.
And dogs do that.
It's Mother
Cats
Nature.
do it, everything.
It's even, even trees. My my great uncle, my grandmother's, this is still on my mother's side, my grandmother's brother was younger than her. And he died at a young age after having family and children. But he brought an olive tree, like a seed, from Cyprus to grow. Decades that tree didn't grow. It didn't fruit the olives. Do you know that after he died, after a while it fruited? So it's energy. We are energy. This stone wall, the concrete circumference of my home is still energy. It comes from the earth. Everything comes from the earth. The metals we wear comes from the earth. The clothing that we're wearing is coming from the earth.
Well, and
so we're so connected, and it's I'm so emotional. It's just overcome me. I don't understand why, but
that's why some people have a green thumb.
Yes. I don't have the best green thumb, but I have a love for the green thumbers.
But you know what? Even if you get flowers, if you get flowers, they did a study, and this is where
it's healing.
You need to know who you are. But the thing is that you can be good or bad with that. So if they did a study, and I think this is amazing, that they took roses and they said, think of your worst memory. Right? We're reliving past. We don't need to relive the past.
Right.
We have to reckon it, but we don't have to relive it, and feel it and speak it. And they would do that with the rose, and then they would put it in the same, all the vases had the same water, and they would put it there. And then the other rose, they did the same thing too, but they did the opposite. They said, think of your happiest moment and hold that when you're cutting it and putting it in the water and speak that. And they did that with that. Both roses, one never fully bloomed and rotted. It basically was moldy. And then the other one was gorgeous and lasted a really long time. Same group of things.
They've done that with water.
Yeah, and water.
Yes. Where one is in one room listening to beautiful music, very calming, happy. And then another one that was very distorted music, very angry music, very, and we need all of that. I'm not saying
sometimes there's processing.
We need all of that. That's the balance. If we only had pretty music, there would be nothing interesting.
But don't stay too long in it.
But just having it sit in that. Yeah. Right? And that water became like poison, basically. Yes. And the other one got cleaner. Yeah. It got cleaner.
And that's the lesson.
The healthiest water you can drink.
And that's the lesson for us is that we do have control over what we allow. And so we have to allow the processing of emotions. That's why art is very therapeutic for me, just like you would dance.
Dance is my fuel.
And I love dance. I used to dance for hours with no one.
Dance is my fuel, and singing is my life force.
Yes. And so those are the things. And so for each person listening, whatever you're going through, it's finding what makes you flow and forget everything. Allow it to process so that we can process some of those really strong emotions in a positive way and come out on the other side. So whether it's listening to a song that brings out that, but then counteracting it with something that will bring back the positive view. And so I think that's the balance that I do for myself, because I'm a very emotional person, but I also see that in you. And I want to also help other people because a lot of people don't have those tools. Right. And it's really about being supportive. It's not like, just like you said, with your sister's painting and your painting, they're both beautiful.
Exactly.
Right. And so I think the goal is to allow people to allow for differences and allow for differences of beliefs or things that we're going. But the most important thing is that we have love and respect.
Love and respect.
Love and respect can really help our entire society. Yes. That's why I like the mangroves. I like that they're all messy and they're so diverse.
Yes. But this is what you specialize in as an artist at Deering. Okay, so Meg has been an artist in residence at Deering Estate
for 4 years.
For 4 years now. 4.
Yes.
Which is which is a beautiful honor. Yeah. And so, okay. So I want to see if we can, I want you to talk about that. This is what you specialize in the mangroves. Yeah. But I also have this feeling that your work with the mangroves is also how you work with your shadow work. So let's finally dig deep into that. Yeah. Whatever you are comfortable sharing. Yes. We don't really have to say names. I do want to know before we start there. Yes. You mentioned a book that you had to read about boundaries. Yes. What was the name of that book?
Boundaries. It's by 2 psychologists. It was Boundaries, When to Say Yes and When to Say No.
Okay, so
by Townsend and Cloud.
I'm going to try very hard to put that in the pinned comments. I haven't still put the pinned comments for my other one.
I was terrible at doing it. I read the book several years ago, and I probably read it multiple times because I'm not necessarily a boundaries person.
Because it's like, but if I put this boundary, but then how am I giving to the world?
Yes.
And we are nurturing figures. We
Yes.
are very giving and very caring. Like,
Yeah.
like you, I lost my identity as who is really Sophia by giving and giving and giving in my over 3-decade relationship
and not filling back
and not receiving back. Yes. Yeah. And I felt that I lost myself. Mm-hmm. And then when I started to really find myself, I started teaching music and dance, but really when I started finding myself was putting myself out there, getting headshots, auditioning, doing what I've always wanted to do. I'm passionate about. And that's when things started to get shaky. Yeah. And, which was very interesting. Yeah. And
you're birthing something now.
And I never had a child. I had a miscarriage. That did change me. Mm-hmm. That was one of my first big transformations of changing me completely. Yeah. But to the point where I didn't even want to get a manicure. I didn't think I was worthy. Mm-hmm. And so I had to learn that I am worthy, that I taking care of myself and being gentle with myself, and wanting to get a manicure and pedicure whenever I want is a nice thing for me. If I want to put a facial mask on my skin, on my face, that's 30 minutes for me. Yeah. Okay.
You need the self-care.
To need the self-care, because if I don't take care of myself, I can't take care of my pets, who are my ride or dies, really. 17 and a half years of beautiful love, comfort, and peace and joy. They look great
for 17.
Thank you. Yes. Even though one is not doing so well, but she's hanging in there. Animals have incontinence. I have learned, let me tell you, this experience since like the week of Halloween, I have been dealing with
a lot
patience with myself. Yeah. I'm so patient with everybody else. Right. And I had to learn. I really learned patience. My mom would always say, patience is a virtue. And boy,
you're like, I don't know if I want this.
Through the years, I've understood like different levels of that. And now I've gone to this is the big picture. Yeah. And as we were discussing earlier before filming, how I've had different people walk out of my life. Mm-hmm. And from the last filming, so 2 people that I held very much love for, very close to my heart, blocking me, walking away. And as I shared with you, I felt that was the last connections of me learning that I abandoned myself, that I didn't put myself important. I didn't give myself importance in the relationship. Yeah. So therefore, of course this happened because I'm on this path of learning these lessons. Mm-hmm. And so this was the final, last thing, I guess, the last experience relationships that really required to be let go, even though I didn't do it. God knew that I wouldn't let go. So he made sure that they did. Yeah. And so I'm in gratitude for that. Doesn't mean I didn't hurt, didn't mean that I didn't go through pain, and multiple times going through that Ferris wheel, that circle of, oh my God, what did I do wrong? How can I make it better? And what will it ever heal? Will it ever? And the only way it'll heal is that I just have to work on healing me. Yeah. But it put me down in that deep shadow again, they questioning myself. Can I trust myself? That's shadow work. Can I trust myself? And it's not about being in your badness. I believe the beginning of shadow work and light work together is looking in the mirror and seeing the good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful of self. Yes. And recognizing it, acknowledging it, and then accepting it, and then taking accountability and responsibility and working on it.
Well, because like Peter Pan, you can't cut off your shadow.
That's right.
You can't cut off your shadow. And so it's actually beautiful. Like, I actually think that
it's the balance.
A pause in music is just as important as playing.
Yes.
And I think
even in
darkness is just as important as light.
Right. Yes.
In a photograph.
Yes.
Some of the most beautiful photographs. I mean, you look at Clyde Butcher, what he went, his photographs capture you, you just out in the stillness of nature. I was just at the hospital again with one of my sons this week, and there was a Clyde Butcher right before we went in to go check his eyes, and it was just breathtaking. And when I visited his gallery, just hearing his story and the story that he had of loss of his son tragically, and it brought a whole new layer, I think, of why I'm drawn to those different pieces, different artists. They have a depth a lot of times when they've gone through something and they were able, like you said yourself, to pull yourself out of it.
Yeah.
Or did you pull yourself out of it, or did it pull you?
I mean, yeah, my angels and God helped.
Yeah.
It was to the point where when you hit rock bottom, no matter what kind it is, mine was very emotional and psychological and spiritual and mental and verbal in the sense of how I would allow to be spoken to and what I would say to myself. Yeah. And I basically just asked God to bring me back the joy. And I did spend a lot of time, being that we were in COVID, I would lay down here in my front yard under my favorite tree, and there would be a beautiful owl that was here for that summer. Yeah. And it could have been a male or a female. It's a good tree for it, but it was wider and had more branches. Yeah. I believe that it was there to show me that I was not alone. Yeah. Because I'm wearing an owl. Yeah. You know, my name is Sophia. It means wisdom. And the symbol for wisdom is an owl.
Which I have a painting of Sophia I did when I was 15. I don't know if I ever showed you that.
No.
Yeah. It's called Sophia. I just thought of that. Yeah.
Where is it?
I'll have to send it to you.
Is it in your home or in the Weeks?
I don't know where it is. I'm going to try to find a copy.
Because a lot of your work is in the Weeks property.
Yes. A lot of it's there. And then I have some other places. I'll look for that one. It's a watercolor. It's Sophia. Okay. She's up in the clouds and she's beautiful. It's a portrait. And then anyways, keep talking because I don't want to get sidetracked.
Believe it or not.
But anyways, it's very colorful.
God has many different names.
Lots of purples too.
Oh. Yep. God has many different names. Yep. Through time. Yep. And at one point, God was looked upon as a female energy named Sophia. And recently, my voice teacher shared that with me, and it made me cry. Yeah. So, in other words, I'm even more honored to have this name. Yeah. I feel that I'm constantly asking God for me to do justice. I ask for wisdom. Yep. Ask for wisdom. And I got sidetracked. So what was I talking about before?
You were talking about the owl in the tree, and that you found during that
during that time that
you were transitioning.
And that really is what helped me. Yeah. It was different things that helped me to get out of that
shift of focus
abyss of darkness. Yeah. Like I never thought I would see a shimmer or sparkle of light.
Well, when you're navigating,
and I just kept navigating down below at the lowest point of sea level, which is like a 2D level, what they call here. And I needed to get back to 3D.
But when you're going through that, you said,
I wrote a poem
that you get shaky. And I used to help women in birth as a doula, which is like a servant to women. And then I've also done birth. But what happens is labor has different stages, and the beginning stage and the middle, and when it gets tough, and then hits transition. Okay, so transition time, you get shaky. Actually, your body a lot of times will shake, and then emotionally you feel like giving up. It's like, I'm out of here. I'm not. Yeah. If everybody's listening that's had a child that's gone through transition, it's a moment that you're like, I can't do this. I'm not going to be able to do this. And that's what happens in our psychological life, is that we're at this point, we're at a crossroads, that we need to get to this other side and birth something new. Something's coming out of us. And we're in this shaky time. And that's where we need the encouragement. That's where the training comes of, okay, how can we focus and shift our focus to push through to the other side? And like in my experience, my husband and doulas and acupuncturists in my birth, my midwife, they all help during that time to kind of like, and we all sometimes need that in our life. Yes. Sometimes it might come from us.
My students help me too.
Sometimes it might come from us. It might just be something that we have to go through, to push through. But other times you need somebody else to come along and say, you can do it. Yeah. You're almost there. Yeah. You're going to push through, and there's going to be that birth. And I thought of that when you were talking about you got shaky, and it's like when you're changed, if you're going to change a job, if you're going to change a relationship, if you're going to change where you live, any of those things, we're going to go through this huge amount of emotion. Yeah. And then you're like, how do we get to the other side? And I think it's so reassuring to know this is normal.
This is normal. Your body tells you.
It's normal.
Yeah. It's energy. Energy tells you.
So again, trust that process. And in that process, even if you said, when you were thinking ahead of time, if I'm going to do this or that, I'm going to plan back in 2021 or different things. You didn't know, you thought it was going to happen right then. And sometimes in our lives, we feel like there's going to be a change
situation. Yeah.
And maybe it's going to take years more than we think. But even what we're doing now, even what we're cleaning out in our own homes or in our past, what we're cleaning out is preparing us for that foundation.
Right. Yes. I feel that
even your relationship with Yaya and all that.
Oh yes. It's at a different level now.
It's coming through.
Yeah.
And so she imprinted and other people imprinted. I've had a lot of women
even
in my
the
life.
Good things that my mom and dad taught me. I mean,
there's a lot of
beautiful things about me I get from them.
And there's no Instagram, so that's the thing.
There's no Instagram.
The families are definitely, there's good and bad. There's nothing, and you can't be too judgmental because I think a lot of people are always trying to do the best they can.
Yeah.
I think that things happen, mistakes happen.
Yeah.
Older generations, they didn't have the availability to talk so much about their emotions or process things psychologically. It was not accepted.
It's true.
In even religions and things, like talking about things.
Yes. This has only been in the last 10, 15 years?
So we're at a good point, but also hard because you can't fully understand when people don't talk about that, right? You're like, so I think just coming to all those things and just like you said, accepting what has happened, and then saying, how can we move forward? How can we
make it better?
How can we make it better?
And
because at that point,
and what are the lessons?
What are we going to do with politics?
Because that's what we're here.
I have no control over that. No. And what are we going to do with?
I feel all the politicians in the world that they chose that path to learn their lessons.
Oh man, that's a hard path. I'm relationship.
Yeah.
So the thing is that I don't want to even go there, But which has now in America, politics and religion have become one.
Yes, which is not.
That's why I don't like to say you're in this group.
Yeah,
I'm not in a group. I'm in a group that is saying, listen, we need people to think about the next person, to care about the next person as if it was your own.
Kindness is your religion.
Yeah,
that's your religion.
So that's it. So
kindness,
passing on that love, but also even for yourself. I think I've worked with children a lot, and I think that children now are really hard on themselves because they're seeing social media way too young.
Way too young.
It's not good for their brain development. All the studies have shown it, even in Australia and in Europe, they're already putting boundaries for children because their brains were not, they're not at the capacity to process all of that, and it actually can be detrimental.
Absolutely.
So the thing is that when I'm working with children, I see how many issues that they have with self-identity, with their looks when they're 5, and these are things that you didn't see.
Yes, which is I don't know which is worse, that or the ADHD or the ADAs.
We don't have any time. They don't have
the capacity to focus. They can't stay focusing and reading something at a great length of time or work on a project at a great length of time. They're constantly distracted.
Yeah.
And why?
Yeah. And I think even as an adult, I can say even with me as an adult, I have to balance. You don't go on social media as much because even my own brain is a little ADHD.
Yes.
I never was diagnosed, but I definitely can relate to that.
Right.
But I'm saying, let's just take a step back. Everybody has the capability to say, okay, 1 day or 2 days a week or sometime I'm going to set aside time for self-care, for doing something for somebody else, for thinking about. If you unplug from everything and you get out into nature, you sense God. You sense yourself.
Yes.
You smell nature. You see a picture that's so much bigger than you. I think that's why some people like to run, or they like to go on traveling or go out into those things, because when you get there, you're like, this is a much bigger picture.
Yeah.
And we're living in this day in, day out, but you can't lose sight of the big picture, that we are all connected.
There's always a lot of people that go and travel and see another part of the world. They always come back and they say, it helped me to get out of myself, and I could see the bigger picture.
Yes.
And they also, at the same time, though, felt oneness with the world and the people around them and the world. And that is a beautiful thing. And I, of course, I'm a fan of all of that.
Yeah.
And, but I'm looking forward to the day that I can actually do that.
Yeah.
Travel and see the world and have more experiences so that I can feel in tune with the bigger picture.
But never limit it to another place when you can even do it right here. That's the thing that I love. Like, we live right down the street from this, and we live
right down the street
from
that.
nature. Yes. That's right there.
Yeah, so there was a park right over here that I didn't know about.
So it's actually, I think, as the new year, as we're starting something new today, and we go into a new year that's coming, one of the things that I've been talking with my daughter, who's now an adult, is that I want to experience Miami in ways that I've never experienced Miami. Mm-hmm. I found the Kampong. I never even knew the Kampong existed. During a stay for years in high school,
introduced me to the Kampong.
These little gems in our community, and there's tons of botanical gardens. There's tons of like Patch of Heaven.
I agree.
There's all these little spots.
I agree with you.
And so it's like, I want to say, hey, let's take a break. Let's be intentional. Let's explore something new. Let's go to a different mom and pop shop, restaurant.
You can explore and discover right here in your backyard. And we are fortunate to live here in South Florida, where we do live in a beautiful place. And I'm a total advocate of that, of course. So that's what I do. I try every year to do something different. There's literally a library down the street from here. I didn't realize that they had a park, or an area where you could just walk, and
crocodiles there sometimes too.
And that's what I was.
She was like,
I think on purpose I forgot about that, and that's what I was just exclaiming because of you. I didn't know that. I've been going there to vote, and
there's horses,
and there's horses there, and I didn't know all of that.
Yeah,
so
it's starting to see.
Thank you.
It's starting to see.
Thank you for that.
I think that that's one of the things that COVID was good for, was that you starting to see your local area as all these resources, instead of thinking so far out, be like, oh my goodness. And I think it's the same way with people, is like, there's so many people around us, but are we connecting?
Yeah, I hear you.
And we can connect more.
Yes, we can.
I think that an exciting world is that this generation, I think there's a lot of hope, because I think a lot of them are unplugging. Yes. They are deciding to say, hey, I'm not even going to be into that. I want to go. I want to taste. I want to see.
Yes.
And I think that's very beneficial. Yes. I'm excited to see that there could be hope for change in a positive way.
We all hope that. So the more of us that have that and put that energy and the words out,
instead of focusing on the opposite,
have to match the same. Yeah. I believe that it will happen. Yeah. So I want you to, I would love it if you could share with us because you've been going through shadow work for a while.
Like 2 years at least.
2 years.
Yeah.
So what started, and then things happened in the last 2 years, different scenarios?
I would say that scenarios started happening even before this past year, when I decided to explore shadow work in art.
Because I see light,
that was in January. Right here. It's like
on the
boom.
Right side is the shadow.
Perfect timing. And so I think that sometimes we go through things in our life, and as an artist, it transforms into an art form. But I think that in my personal life, I went through a lot of health issues with my children, which I would say is very challenging. And thankfully, I have a lot of medical background to be able to help that. And I've always been the caretaker of the family. So one of my nieces has a very severe illness. And so I've been able to help her with, not only do I have a nursing background, but I'm also a massage therapist that's licensed, and I have training in a machine that helps regenerate cells.
How much do you charge for that?
I don't do work right now because
you're going through your...
No, exactly. The doctors wanted me to balance my energy, because I give and I would take on so much. And so my doctors told me that I couldn't do it. So I love doing it. I've been doing massage since I was 4 years old. So I actually got my license in between nursing. So I've been doing it for like 40 years. Wow. Okay. So it was a natural thing. Yeah. But what happened was that, a lot of it has turned internal, where these unforeseen challenges, which a lot of people can relate to, you have a health issue, you have an accident, you have some type of crisis in the family, it really shakes everything up. So I think a lot of that got shooken up. And then I also, this past year, had a second one. So I recovered from that one. And then we thought we were out of the woods. And then an accident happened with my youngest that took away his sight in one eye. And the day before he had to go in for surgery, I lost my grandmother. And I'm a very grandmother's girl. Both my grandmas. I have one left, and she's turning 100 January 13th.
Is this your maternal or paternal?
This is my paternal grandma's left, but my maternal grandma I lost. And I was very close to both. Do you feel her
presence now?
I do. I do feel. I know that she, Parkinson's had taken her, but I was able to be there with her.
My dad had Parkinson's.
So I was able to be there sometimes, but not as much because she was farther away. So it's a hard time.
It is, yeah.
So I was going through a lot of stress. And then with my son, it was multiple surgeries where it was not successful. So you're trying to recover. You're trying to be positive. You're trying to face. The funny thing is I decided in January to do it at Deering to basically explore shadows, to explore shadow work, to do all this. And then all of this kept happening. In like 8 months, I'm stuck at home, like full-time caretaking.
Without really knowing
I am definitely one of those like writers or actors that gets in. I was like, dang it, I should have picked something else. But because
you did a beautiful portrait.
Yes.
3 pictures.
Which was 5 years prior.
Which was 5 years.
Of the same child. A lot of my work is that way.
Yes.
Is that I will do something and something happens later. Okay. It's almost like.
Where this is being displayed at the Fruit.
This is at the Fruit and Spice Park.
Okay, so at the Fruit and Spice Park, there is an art exhibit going on, and it's you and some other Deering,
my fellow artists and residents
from Deering there. So Meg's
facing the shadow poem and pictures.
Meg's piece of work is basically 3 pictures, beautifully done, where one of them is
Elijah on the shadow, walking down the steps.
Then there's nothing. And then there's him holding you, hugging you.
Yes, he's leaning on me.
And the poem
I wrote to match.
Yes, and it's, who knew that would be so significant right now, and it's happening now in this time.
Yeah, because I'm still going through it.
What is your soul's journey that has led you to this moment in time?
Yes.
And so that you took 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
And then now you felt, this is the piece of work that I feel I should be representing there. And what led you to that decision?
Well,
besides just Elijah.
I had already had a lot of work that I had worked on. I was looking at, I've done film work at nighttime at Deering and at the Kampong. I had been photographing shadows from trees. I was looking at all of these things, and I thought that that's what I was going to go in, like more in
like
nature,
the sculpture.
Right?
Here so I was like an audio and video,
and that was the sound. But I also was recording images at night. So I actually have a huge body of work still. I'm going to be doing, and working with Miami-Dade. I just got a grant for that, and I'm going to be working.
Congratulations!
Yes, I'm going to be working on.
Is this the first time anybody's hearing about it?
Facing the Darkness, probably.
Here, debuting this wonderful new
So I actually
achievement.
Said, and this is again way before this was even happening, that I wanted to focus on darkness and the beauty that could come out of the night. And so in this season, I would say that I was looking and saying, okay, I can sense I'm going to be creating something. And then when I was going through this very dark time emotionally, because when you go through these struggles yourself, it's one thing. When you go through it when it's your child or a loved one, it takes like a whole other level, and it's very scary. And we were dealing with more complications than we expected. So I had different people come alongside and help. But then when I was going through that and I was asked to be a part of this exhibit down in the Fruit and Spice, I knew, oh my gosh, I knew those pictures have to be in it.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the poem was going to be or anything, but I was like, these pictures, when I took them, I did not take them. It was just on an experience going one day to Deering, but I didn't take them in expectation to say, I'm going to do this in exhibit ever. Okay. So this was just, I'm experiencing life. I'm taking these pictures, but when I took the picture, I knew I am going to do this someday. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but I'm going to keep it.
Right.
And I have a lot of work like that. I have enough for like 20 years already already done, but I
that
have
is
to
what's
wait.
beautiful about art.
Yeah.
That's being in
You
the
have-
moment,
you
or
have-
you lose it, like the lost
it's marinating.
chord. It's like the lost chord.
Yes, it's marinating.
And you were able to capture with photography. You're able to capture moments.
I didn't know why, and then when this experience happened, I saw it. It's like an immediate moment. That's how an artist is. It's like I have this, and boom, 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 boom. It's like everything happens gradually and then suddenly. And so it just, I was like, I want that picture, this picture, and this picture. I could see the poem in my mind, but I couldn't put it out in words. So I just waited. And so then I waited for those to come together. So it took a couple of weeks, and then it just came. It came. The poem, I just saw it, and I was like, that's it.
And was there anything else, any other elements in life that dug you deeper in shadow? Because for me, it was like I got hit with so many different things. From so many different people, different scenarios.
It wasn't just that. So on top of going through so many things, I also, life is very challenging because sometimes you have people that disappoint you and purposely hurt you. And I think that, that some things in the world can, I think like when you're in relationships with people, I'm always thinking like, what can you add to the good? Correct. So even in an artist sense, I tried to, the exhibit that I did at the Human Grove, I wanted to bring artists that I was with to that because I don't feel like I'm solo, I want to bring the group.
This was at the Kapong, which is when Meg had introduced the Kapong Park to me, which is beautiful. And it was to see this beautiful exhibit that she ended up curating. And so I call you a visionary.
I love,
you really are a visionary.
I am a visionary.
You're an artist, you're a visionary, you're a mom.
I'm not singular.
And I loved how you wanted to just bring everybody that you were an artist in residence with to be a part of that exhibit.
Because I like
Human
all,
Grove, and
I like all the art forms. It
was beautiful.
I love how people see things differently, and then I love to bring it together into really music, right? I mean, music is you're using all these different instruments.
You had singers, dancers, filmmakers,
sculpturists, photographers.
But you had a sculpture,
and myself,
and you had your painting,
and you had others, photographs, and other people,
and you also had clay work. Remember the clay work that you had? There was like 3. I mean...
Well, and that was pottery from a good friend of mine, Susan Diaz. And then the other one that was in the exhibit was Jeannie Gaffey, Lisette Schaeffler, and Bill, and they did film. With Jeannie, just a short story is that she specializes in sculpture for 30 years. And this is how you can pass on to other people. And when I was asked to do a sculpture for one of the exhibits at Deering, I went to Jeannie and I made this little model of what I wanted to create. And me and Jeannie, we worked so great, like just talking ideas and how do you bring something into fruition like this? And so she had that maternal wisdom of saying, okay, this is the reality of this and these are the ways you could do it. And
she was a guide.
Yeah, a guide. And so a lot of that exhibit, Human Grove, it came from artists that I met with the Deering Artist in Resident program and others, because Susan was not from that, but it was ones that all had a similar focus. I felt like they were all artists that are just trying to find out their own communication. They're bringing something.
But through Mother through Mother Nature, or with Mother Nature.
Yes, exactly.
Because it's two different things. Through and with.
Yes, both.
And it was both. It was so beautiful.
And so that's what I would say.
And was that experience, was it during that time that somebody like that you trusted did not treat you well, somebody in your life?
I think that I was going through multiple layers of that.
Right.
Because I think it's like family and friends and things. But I would say that
when it rains, it pours.
When it rains, it pours.
So it was like, it wasn't just one area of your life. It happened like a domino effect throughout every area of your life. And so you found yourself
kind of shifting because I think
so what is shadow work to you?
I think that it's recognizing the shadow in us and in everybody. So it's also like what you said, it's accepting that you still can really love a person, but some things are unacceptable.
That's true.
Okay.
I said that on another day.
You said
like, yes, you remember that conversation.
So it's saying that where's that balance and what is good for your own soul. And sometimes we're going to come across people that they are fighting a different battle and we're not running on the same energy.
Right. And we don't know.
We're not on the same wavelength. We don't know what
their journey is supposed to be.
So we can't really judge it.
Right.
But it's also that you have to set boundaries for yourself. And at that point, I said, I need to be around safe people. Because for me, you cannot create art in a lack of safety. You cannot create art in a lack of freedom.
That's true.
Because then it's not art. Art needs to be totally free. Even if it ends up being what somebody thinks is wrong, it needs to be uninhibited. And so for me, art has to be free. I can work in a corporate world. I have chosen to do art. And I keep all my licenses because I still love medicine. I still love those things. And I don't know if I'll ever, which way I'll ever use those. I keep it open because I'm a learner. I'm a forever learner. I'm learning from people. I love to learn from people. But I would say that one thing I've learned about myself is that I will not be in a space that disrespects freedom. I can't be in that. So whether it's in a hospital. When you
recognize that, because that happened to you more than one time.
Yeah.
Working in the medical field, working as an artist and being around, and even with probably family members, different relationships. Because you said something the other day when we met. You said that you had shared with your husband, that you had a realization that there is relatives and then there's family.
Yes.
And that was
actually my husband taught me that.
Okay, but that's the thing. You know what I mean? For good or bad, people who are in our lives teach us lessons. Yes. And so your husband is a wonderful teacher for you. Yes. You guys don't survive, you thrive together. And that's what
we're total like opposites. Beautiful. Exactly.
Yes, but we both
have some we're the babies of the family, so we're peacemakers.
You have some of the things that are the same about you, and that's the glue. Yeah. And then the differences that you have is what keeps you balanced. Yes. But this is why you both created this life together with 3 beautiful children that are really practically grown up. I mean,
but they're right there. Yeah,
they're right there. And you both have been able to give each other space to also become your own person through these years of being a dad and a mom and also a son and a daughter to, your parents, because you're still a grandchild, both of you, right? Yes. As well as you're being a parent. Yep. Your kids are still finding their way. Of course, it's only right. They're finding their footing in life, knowing what it is to be not just your child, but also now a friend, being a granddaughter and a grandson to their grandparents, being a cousin, being a friend, being the student. I mean, when I was growing up, I recently had a reunion with my 8th grade class from Saints Peter and Paul. That was last Saturday, and that was very interesting.
And I'm so proud of you. Who wants to go back to middle school?
Because I didn't, and I really didn't remember a lot of the people there. And I kept apologizing because it really has been 40 years since I've seen any of those people. And most of them, and I'm just going to say it, like, this is my truth. They were not nice to me and my sister. Yeah. So it was hard for me to understand why you would think I would remember you. Like, I didn't walk away from 8th grade with a best friend. I walked away with my sister as my friend. Yeah. That was it. That is the truth. Yeah. Now, there were some people that were very sweet that I do remember. And I also remember the ones that weren't sweet. Yeah. It's very interesting. But again, I didn't really walk away with a best friend. Yeah. But I went and when I heard about it, I had a lot of joy. Hi. Hey. And I something inside me wanted to go. Yeah. And it was like curious and joyful. Yeah. And for the most part, it was joyful. I had one incident that I was not happy with, and it came from a man. And I felt it was so inappropriate for him to bring up whatever he brought up that had nothing to do with middle school anyway. It was something that came up in high school. And I was just like, I asked for wisdom, but I don't know if I was just supposed to be like this, because sometimes it's better to be like, okay, like not have a response or anything, or give like a thing, like something like to say, but I was just like, what is the for me when I walked away from that? What is the for me for here? What was this experience? And I'm like, I'm not going to allow this person to overshadow all the positive joy that I felt with I met some women that we said to each other, we never really knew each other. We never met in St. Peter and Paul. I mean, there were 3 different 8th grade classes. Yeah. So 7th grade I think 7th grade had 2, 6th grade had 2, or maybe 3, who knows, And so I didn't really end up, in other words, there was a chance, the opportunity of that. I went to school for 6 years and with the same people, and I didn't know some people there. Yeah. But how beautiful it was to connect with these women and see these women thriving and just, holding their own. And some I did remember, and it was beautiful, and to connect. Yeah. And then at the end of the night, which was the cherry on the cake, which was probably why I was supposed to be there, I bumped into one of my dance babies.
That's why you're supposed to be there. Yeah.
So that's why I was supposed to be there.
Actually, the whole thing.
But the whole thing, yes.
The whole thing you were supposed to be. So the whole thing. Because you have to accept it.
Yes, and I accept the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful. Not of just myself, but I have to accept that of others. Yes. Because I would be a hypocrite if I only accepted that with myself. Yes. So I have to accept that with others. Yeah. So by having these experiences and sitting in my depression, my sadness, my anger, and my fears, and which is the shadow work, is facing it. Shadow work is not just sitting in it and then living in your negativity. It's
actually dealing
with it and using your light to help heal you. Yeah. And my lights are my students, my work, my cats, my home, wherever I am is my safe space. Yeah. So music, dance, strangers saying hello. Yeah. That's what is healing. Yeah. Sitting in Mother Nature, the owl healed me that summer. It was beautiful. Small and my things. Students were my and mine's healing
the hummingbird.
grace.
My bird is the hummingbird.
Yeah. And mine's the sunflowers. Yeah. And the sunflowers, and just looking at a sunflower makes me smile. Yeah. And it makes me feel joy. It's like I feel a burst of sunlight. And so for, I don't know, it's been like a couple of years, and I'm like, sunshine and sunflowers. That's all I want. Because
and that's what you're going to
I'm allowed to just be that and that and sit in that for like a long time.
Yes.
Yes.
Hold on to it.
Yes, I'm holding on to it. So what was your way of dealing with the shadow work? You face these shadows. You face the pain of trusting people that you thought had your best interest in heart. And then even the doctors that weren't really, and it wasn't even your best interest. And you were suffering for the best interest of your son, dealing with this medical issue with his eyes. And you found that this was not the right doctor. Yeah. And that's painful, and you gave birth to this, so you feel it.
Well, that was the son before, and then these ones, it moved to like a different doctor.
I confused it too, but but
it was,
my point is, but there you go.
But again, it's layered. I would say the whole process with my art and with this, because everything touches everybody.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Is that it's trusting your intuition, and just because you're in a situation doesn't mean you have to stay in that situation with the intuition.
How did you get there?
Sometimes
did you go through a phase of you didn't know if you could trust your intuition?
Yes, absolutely. But I would say that a lot of prayer and also getting stronger in recognizing what your gut is telling you. So when my gut starts saying something's off, this doesn't seem right, something like that, then I actually would either pray or talk to another person to say, hey, I'm sensing this. What do you think about that? Somebody that I would trust. And once it would solidify, then I had a little bit more, okay, I should trust. And then I move forward. And that happened this past week. And just because maybe one doctor or something doesn't work for you, you need to be able to voice it. And I think coming into voice, I'm getting into that stage of, like, I joke around with my kids and say it's kind of like in fried green tomatoes. the
movie.
Tawanda thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm in that stage of my life that it's like, don't mess with my kids or me. like not in a bad way, but you are
you
so
found
this.
your power.
You found that power. So I would say that I'm at that point where it's like, okay, you know, my thing is the more that I can trust this and follow this, I can also pass that to my children. I can also pass that to other people. So it gives me motivation. So I think it comes to a lot with what you were saying is like, are you worthy? Because a lot of times I stick up for everybody else, but do I stick up for myself?
Right.
So I would still say that was probably it's still a struggle. Like there's some people that are so good at sticking up for themselves. And I'm like, man, I wish I could do that.
They came so evolved.
Yeah. They came like, boom. I have a sister. She's great at that. I mean, I was never good at that.
I'm great for other people.
Yes. For other people, I'm an advocate.
Yeah. If I saw something happening to someone else.
Oh, your first one.
I would be like, what? I mean, good or bad.
Yes.
It would be, oh, what? What?
Yes.
What do you mean? And you know, like, yes. But if for myself, like I said, I had that.
Yes. So
this exchange, and I was just like, and I literally meditated the next day, and I asked God and my angels to speak to me. My question was I supposed to just not like give them whipping words or words of wisdom, like say that was really inappropriate and disgusting.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
And or was I supposed to just take it all in and be an observer?
Yeah.
And it's okay that I didn't have the last word about it.
So don't even worry about it.
And I heard, yes, you were supposed to be you were supposed to be the way you were.
Yes.
And kind of be like a little dumb about what was going on. Not so much dumb, but not really have an opinion to give back.
We don't have to enter into everything.
And yes, and we don't.
We don't have to enter
and I know that energetically I can say that was inappropriate. Shame on you.
Yeah.
And I was able to put peace to it afterwards.
Well, and I think that sometimes, like,
after speaking about it with you and speaking about it with another friend,
just like let it go.
Yeah, I mean, I texted with one friend. Yeah. I spoke about it with you, and then I was able to let it go. So for me, it's talking out loud.
Yes.
Sometimes, a lot of times, not sometimes. Who am I fooling? I'm talking to myself.
Yeah.
But I'm talking to my angels. I'm talking to God.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm talking to myself.
Yeah.
And it's like, sometimes it's funny stuff. I laugh a lot at myself. Yeah. I like do something and I'm like, good one, Sophia. Yeah. Like, you know, and that's great. Those are great moments. And then when I'm really going through something that's heart wrenching and makes me feel going like down in my shadow, in my hurt and my pains and my fears and my anger. Because I get angry, like I think it's normal. We get angry. And the root of all of those feelings is fear. And I understand that. And I want to clear it and clean it because I want to be able to move forward and evolve and be better and put kindness and divine love and light to all the people that hurt me and all the situations. And because it doesn't serve me to hold any of those negative
Well, it's just like the
feelings.
body.
Like I was never able to hold, you know, negative feelings, which is why I allowed people through the years to walk all over me.
Yeah.
Like I didn't really understand about boundaries. I was too, I made things too convenient for people. Yeah. I didn't put myself first. I didn't give myself importance. And that was really my biggest lesson in the last year and a half, because it was last fall when I realized, these people didn't abandon me.
Yes.
I abandoned myself.
Yes.
Because people say, the teachers of the world, the wisdom teachers say that no one can take power away from you unless you give it to them. And so then I realized that. And then it was a few months later, or a year later, the lesson was I didn't give myself importance in my family, importance in certain friendships, importance in certain relationships. And so this is why these things developed and why there were recurring lessons again and again. Yeah. So not that I want to be showered with more heart-hurting lessons.
No, give favor. Give favor.
But like when it rains, it pours. Yeah. And maybe that's the way it'll sink in for me. And so what I asked was to hold on to the lessons and the wisdom, so I don't have to be showered at one time with many different things hitting me. So that I can feel physically stronger to face everything, because I feel physically I need to rebuild myself. I need to physically rebuild myself to be strong physically in my body, because, you know, postmenopause is a real thing. And I understand now, my mom more than ever before. But it is my job to make sure I take care of myself. And so it's putting myself first, even if it's the smallest thing, like putting moisturizer on my skin, making sure that I'm taking care of myself one way or the other, drinking water, or saying kind things to myself. Because I'm so good at being kind and gentle and tender with others.
Because
especially others that really, really mean a lot to me. Those that hold a very special place in my heart, giving them time or not wanting to be a problem for anybody. And so I'm too convenient. Therefore, maybe I don't ask for the things that I need when I need them. Allowing people to just get away with not doing certain things that they should be doing or giving to me. And so it's a learning process. And so I understand. I'm 54 years old, going on a half.
We're a decade in between.
Or a decade in between. And it's just like, okay, so when can I start enjoying life? Because that's where I'm at
right now.
I want, so yes. So I'm
right now,
starting from now. Today is the winter solstice, and I'm shedding the snake skin. So now, you know, in Chinese year, we are the year of the wood snake, which is very earthy, which I have to say, this is the first time my hands get dirty sitting.
When you're there.
But winter solstice is about that.
Getting
by
dirty,
the way,
it's
about the snow falling, you know, in the dirt, we're wearing all the right colors for winter solstice, believe it or not. And, and I'm not surprised. It's not a surprise, but it's good.
If you're living, you're going to get dirty.
You're living, you're going to get dirty.
And there's the seasons.
Correct. And there's good dirty and there's bad dirty. And it's you needing to know how to clean up either one, or both of them. You need to know. And so, no, I actually like that my hands have dirt on them. I like that I feel very connected to the earth. I feel so like wonderful.
And it's about the sunset.
Yeah. So, you know, this is the shortest day of the year. So the sun rose around 7:30, 7:39, something like that. And the sun's setting at 5:30.
Wow.
So something like that. So it might not be quite 5:30. It's supposed to get dark today at 5:30. So, And so, you know, so how did you get out of the shadow work?
Out of it?
Well, you feel you're still...
I still am.
You're at your pause.
I'm at my pause.
Okay.
I'm at my pause.
And so what do you tell yourself every day when you're at your pause?
I've been doing a lot of cleaning up. I would say, even getting rid of things in the house that don't serve me or the kids. I've been helping them through that process.
All right.
Because you have to prepare for when things are changing. So I think that is kind of like the winter too, is that fall has come and all of this stuff has dropped. Not in Miami, but in other.
Well, we did have a few. Well, a lot of leaves drop over here.
The thing is that then you allow some leaves for fertilizing the tree, but then also you clean up other parts, and it's trimming down, right? Like you like your trees here, they get pruned. So I would say I'm in the pruning stage.
Okay.
I do think that that's partly with my hair as well. I'm in the pruning stage. So a lot of energy is going here. And so
in your solar plexus.
Yes.
And your sacral.
So
and your root chakras.
There's a lot of healing going on. And
yellow, orange, red, by the way.
That's what I've been gravitating to.
Okay.
And so even like ruby and topaz.
Yes.
You know,
you do have a lot of root colors.
The pearls.
You know what it is? Yes, you have root colors.
Yeah. And
then you have heart chakra.
Yeah.
The pearl is white.
Yeah.
That represents your divine connection to God.
And my name
and divine wisdom.
Yeah. Margaret is my full name, which is Pearl. So, I was like,
I think you told me this when we first met. So it's all coming back to me now. That's
so
right.
The thing is that I think that I'm in a stage that I think is hopeful. I think that I've learned so many lessons the last couple of years.
How many lessons did you learn? What are like the top 3, if there are 3? Like mine was abandonment from last year.
I've had a lot of
impertinence.
Yes.
What was yours? And trusting self.
I think voicing things is difficult for me. Because I never want to hurt anybody. So then that dealing with conflict and voicing
understanding what is the
when
difference
it's
between
necessary,
being selfish or having self-respect.
Yes,
there is a fine line, but I don't think there's a selfish bone in our body.
I love people.
I'm going to rephrase that. I know that there is not a selfish bone in your body.
I'm not built like a lot of people, but I really do love people. So I think that's one of them. I think that I like to know what's ahead and I don't know what's ahead. So living in the unknown is difficult. I did a whole exhibit. I did a lot of exhibits and the mangroves was a lot of that, stepping into the unknown, having unknown things, not really knowing what's ahead. But I would say that was one lesson. And then another lesson is that just what you talked about too is when you are able to face the shadow, that there's some things that you absolutely love about a place or a person, but then there's others that it just doesn't go anymore with you. It actually pulls you backwards, is learning to walk away, learning to come into a different place and accept the loss. Because it's kind of like when you lose somebody in a death, right? There's the loss of that relationship.
I had different kinds of grieving. Not just people that have passed away that I believe transitioned into a higher dimension.
Moving,
but people that are still living, yes.
Yeah.
My marriage. Yeah. I went through a lot of different kinds of grief. At some point it was all at the same time. So I've been going through 10 years. That was when I was 44 is when that happened to me. And
so hopefully this is that decade.
Right.
To bring. And so I guess, when you're really passionate about something, it usually takes you longer to accomplish what you're going to accomplish.
Yes.
And so that patience, which I'm probably not the patient person. When I would read a book, I want to know the end before I read the whole thing.
Oh no, I'm
terrible with that.
So I'm like, especially if it's a good book, I'm like,
am I going to waste my time? It has to have a good ending.
How is this going to end? But I don't dare.
Oh, I do.
Because I want to be surprised. Like I love going to see a show that I don't know anything about. End. Yes. Like, I know that Lin-Manuel Miranda, the squirrels everywhere. This house, when we first came to see this house, it was squirrels everywhere. And they're so spiritually beautiful. Are you a squirrel?
I put squirrels on my...
well, no wonder we're here. We're here because the squirrels, they're actually, what they represent is...
adaptability.
Yes, adaptability, but also being able to provide.
Yeah.
You see how they go and they grab whatever food they can and they take it back to their home and they, and they're resourceful.
Yeah.
So when you see a squirrel, it means that it's a symbol from God in heaven that resources are coming your way, or you are a resourceful person and you really are a resourceful person. Yeah. I am always in awe. I mean, we're still getting to know each other as people because life gets in the way and it's not like we can see each other all the time or talk all the time. But every time we do connect, it's like I've known you all my life. Yeah. For lifetimes, really, is how I feel. And I know that we have different views on that, but the soul knows each other. Yeah. And I really do feel that you're
probably are related.
Sister, oh my gosh.
I would love to find that out. If anybody knows genealogy of Catalonia.
What is
Varianados.
And my father's mother's maiden name is Basilatos.
So it's very close.
Yeah. And
because they change the names how they're written sometimes.
We're looking for a word that I can't find, but the thing in my family over there is that my father's mother's father looked like a very short Chinaman.
Oh, wow.
And he had the reputation for being like, because he looked Chinese, they would call him red. Like they would, they would accuse him of being like a communist.
Oh my God.
Now, I really don't know what his views were. I have no idea if he really was a Chinaman. But when my younger sister did some genealogy test, I can't remember which one it was. There was some type of Asian culture. Wow. She couldn't remember if it was Chinese or Japanese, or I can't remember what she said. But I'm dying to do mine. Yeah. Yes, I'm dying to do mine. But I'm curious to see what that is.
It's just a pretty small island, so it's cool that the families are from this similar.
Yeah, it is. But Chinese? Yeah. That is so like off the charts.
People travel.
That's true. So, and the Greeks actually have a history where the diaspora has actually migrated to 140 different countries. Yeah. And I'm teaching my mega Greek folk dance workshop in January 17th with
That's when we're celebrating my grandma's 100th on the 17th.
There you go. So we'll both be celebrating culture and life and everything. And I'll be doing that with Jahan Jamal. Yes, Women of the Silk Bell. She's created that group, and I spoke at her luncheon 2 weeks ago about it, and so it was great. She's one of my teachers of belly dance, or actually Raqs Sharki, and I'm really excited to share the culture of Greek culture and all of that, and it ties into the soul journey because my Greek culture has been a part of my soul journey. What about you? Like, what is your ethnicity, your culture?
Whereas, like, my own blood is very blended. We don't even know all the stuff that we have, but we have a lot of like I
want to say
French. We have English, Scottish. My grandfather's dad immigrated from Scotland.
The home of
and actually his group fought with Wallace, which is funny. They were from that area in Scotland, and then here we also had some of us that stayed that were like from the revolution. So on both sides we had that, some possibly Jewish, German, who knows? There's a mix. We're very mixed, very, maybe European, but French.
Yes, and I mean,
we're such a mix.
Yes,
we're such a mix.
There's some. I think we have some Italian in us. I'm not sure.
Yes.
There's definitely, of course, we all come from Africa.
Yeah, that's the home.
They found the mummy. It was a woman, and we all are from there. Yeah. But there might be some also Arabic in us. Yes. There might be some Spanish in us. Yeah. I'm not sure. I actually, like I said, I'm dying to know. But I'm so attracted to the Middle Eastern dance arts, flamenco, and classical Spanish dance is beautiful.
I love it. I love the music.
I only touched a little bit on learning that, but what I do know, I teach, and it's just
so spirited.
Yes, and Greek folkloric dance, of course, and I know that there's so much to still learn in that realm of Greek folk dance and the history, and like there is a dance that we do that is documented through the ages. It does come from ancient times. It's the Kalamatianos. Okay. It's the one that is danced in a circle.
At a wedding.
At weddings and celebrations.
I've done it at Greek weddings.
And it's not the hasapiko, which is like 3 steps, kick, kick. No, this is like many steps.
Oh, no.
And it's like a certain way. And it's simple to learn, but you can catch on. Yeah. But it's done to lively, happy music.
That's awesome.
And the rhythms and the music, the steps have literally withstood the test of time from ancient times. Wow. And that, to me, when I realized that, like I knew that it was something that was very definitely folkloric, long-lasting, but from ancient times, I cried because I said to myself, I came into this life with this culture
already there
as my foundation. And how beautiful that my soul is connected to the ancient Greeks.
Yeah.
My lineage is connected to the ancient Greeks in this life. And it's just like, it's mind blowing to me.
And that we're still alive.
And that we're still alive. And that our culture,
It's still alive.
our language,
Yes.
our dance,
Yes.
our steps,
It's still there.
or this or that. I mean, the diaspora made sure of it.
Yes.
And so I honor them.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in awe of them. I feel privileged to be a part of the ancestors. My ancestors paved the way for me to be here in this time to teach
Fought a lot of wars.
And they fought a lot of wars.
Oh my goodness.
A lot of wars. And what a beautiful thing. And so that has been part of my culture. My upbringing has a lot to do with the roots of my shadow work.
Yep.
What about you?
With culture?
Yeah, culture, your upbringing.
Culture, I would say I'm
do you feel you had a nurturing upbringing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For my mom was very nurturing. I think that culturally I grew up in 3 places mainly, which was Perrine when I was just the first year, and then we moved to the Keys, which is very communal.
You're born and raised here?
Yeah. I was born in South Miami.
Okay, there are 2 305s.
Yeah, 305.
In the 305.
Yeah, it's very, very rare.
I was born on the Bay in Mercy Hospital.
Yes, okay, so I did my nursing work over there. Yeah. I did 2 semesters. I did also Nicholas and...
they still have the sisters
Baptist.
there, right?
Yes, yeah. So, I did it at FIU, so I just did internships there, but I grew up in the Keys, so I grew up as like an islander, which is very bohemian. So from 1 to 10, I grew up over there, right by the water. Yeah. So we got together with community a lot. We were raised around.
I grew up next to
Cuban
and
Mexican and every culture. Wow. So I would say my culture was always diverse. I didn't understand people that were from one culture. So I'm very diverse. And also that island culture is very small. So everybody gets together. You get together a lot. There's not this distance that you have in Miami.
Yeah.
So then I came to Miami and I grew up in the Westchester area, which is very Cuban. And it had some remnant of Jewish in that area, but mainly Cuban. And so growing up in Miami, I would say I'm very Latin. Well, I'm the Latin child of the family, but I'm like a bohemian Latin child.
My dad told me one time, you're not Greek.
Yeah.
You're Cuban.
Yeah.
No, don't tell me that. No. And I came back to Miami and I was like, oh my God, he's right.
I'm a blend.
But I feel now, when now that I've come into my own, I mean, I've always been the Greek girl.
Yeah.
The Greek Cyprian girl. I really treasure and feel blessed with my heritage.
Yeah.
My mom's side is all from Cyprus. My dad is from Kefalonia.
Yes.
They're all Kefalonitians, both his father and his mom.
Yeah.
So I don't feel that I'm scattered in terms of genealogy, but then when you look at the tests and the things that I'm interested in, it's like, but what is in my blood?
Yes.
What is in my soul?
Yeah.
What is
what resonates with you? Because the thing is that like when I went to Africa or I went to Colombia, I very much resonated with a culture that's very community oriented.
Yes.
So I would say that like my culture is community oriented. So like in Africa, like they're very hospitable, very, they do things together. If they're going to sing and dance and we do it together. And I love Greek culture. I absolutely love it. I would love to go there. Because I always felt connected. Yeah,
I felt like I lived in 2 different worlds, in 2 different cultures growing up. Greek church, Greek culture, Greek church, Greek, everything, Greek school, doing the Goya, the Greek Orthodox Youth Association, learning the folklore dances, to do the dances and the presentations at the Greek festivals growing up. Singing in the choir when I was a teen, learning liturgy in Greek and Old Greek.
That's so cool.
Beautiful. I always felt very close to God doing that. And I went to a Catholic school and had to learn the culture of Catholic religion, Catholic school, the Cubans, I did speak about it in my last episode, and it really did serve me well because the people that I am close with in my life, most of them are Cubans.
Yes.
So there is that. I got to play a Cuban lady, an old Cuban lady. I was so happy.
It's the openness.
Yeah.
It's well, if you think about it too, I've thought about this. It's the island.
Yes.
Right?
Island people.
So actually
Something
Caribbean.
Yes, and I feel connected
people.
with the
so if you think about think about what an island is. You're on this one place and you're surrounded by this moving water.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and you all have to learn to coexist on this
Puerto Rican, all the different ones.
Yes.
I get along very well.
Cubans and Puerto Ricans.
You're very animated, moving.
Yes, they are.
Feeling that. So, it doesn't discount anybody else, but I think there's this openness, there's this passion.
For me, it's the Cubans, Puerto Ricans.
Yes.
Some Puerto Ricans, not all Puerto Ricans are open.
Yes.
But I've been blessed to know Puerto Ricans that are very fun-loving and giving, and some in the dance world that are amazing teachers, performers, collaborators, creators. Colombians.
You can go into Haiti and all of the other islands as well.
Yeah.
It's very dance, community-oriented.
Mm-hmm. I went to St. Thomas. I had that very Caribbean feel.
Yes.
And I felt very connected with the islanders there, and just very free. And I went to St. Thomas, and that was my first time that I did healing for me.
In St. Thomas.
And I went alone. It was for a few days and nights. And I bought this, and I wear this. They're from the same jeweler. From St. Thomas. And this is Larimar, which is a throat chakra stone. And so I wear this to remind me
of that time
and how it is important to know that I've come a long way and to know that I can always go back to whenever I need to do that healing.
Yeah.
That it's okay.
There's no...
And I love how this is. It feels... It's all like one design.
Blended.
You're an artist.
But we both
we both have similar.
It's not straightforward.
No,
it's circular.
Very circular, and that you don't know where the beginning and end is, which I love about
it's very abstract.
But our stones are the center.
Yeah.
And topaz, you realize that it's like a yellow color.
Yeah.
It's like between yellow and orange, really, but it's more on the yellow. And so that's really about these chakras right here, your solar plexus. And so it just... I want to always speak my truth.
Yes.
And I found myself last week not speaking my truth, but at the same time, sometimes
you don't have
maybe we're not supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was another little lesson for me, that it's okay, forgive self.
Yes.
You don't have to say everything all the time. Mm-hmm. Sometimes by not saying your truth, and maybe just the way you're reacting is what the other person needs for their lesson. Mm-hmm. It's not always about me. It's other people need that lesson. And that's why you either experience something or you go through that. And so it's just been, very interesting to me, all of these things that I've gone through, and how we connected at a time where I really needed someone like you in my life. And,
and then we reconnected. At a moment. It's just like when you think of somebody, text them.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. It's so important. And as it's getting dark, and I'm sure
we're about to
I know that and the video is going to stay like this, so I'm hoping you can still see us. But we have 7 different piles here. You pick a pile that calls to you. Oh, I was going to say shuffle.
Oh, I shuffle. I'll shuffle.
Shuffle.
Okay.
Shuffle it. Shuffle it.
Wait, I'm going to shuffle it 4 times.
Shuffle it, put your energy on it.
I'm going to put it 4 times.
That's fine.
One more time. Since I picked the 4th.
What's it say?
I think it says...
I'm going to tell you right now.
Transmutations? Am I reading it wrong?
Transmutation. And that's what you're going through. Because butterflies go through a transmutation before they transition, before they go through their... A transitional period means going through a transmutation.
Transmutation.
And that's where
This is a new word for me.
That's a new word for you, huh? But look at everything that we talked about today regarding you.
Yeah.
And you found yourself through life transmuting.
Yeah.
Going through transmutations in everything, like what you were interested in school. Then you found art.
My hair.
And then your hair, but going to Africa and that changing your path and going into the medical field, and how really, if you didn't go through that and go through all of the licensing that you did, how would you have been able to take care of both of your sons
and family members and friends?
Taken care of
a lot of people,
and I know that you've used art to also help with that, helping your loved ones or your friends going through things, and how you allowed
of abuse,
and allowed art the art allowed you to go through your feelings of what that made you feel too, for them and within yourself, and transmuting that on the canvas.
Yeah.
And so
that puts the energy on it.
So what is that? So what is the first thing that comes to mind?
Mutations.
Transmutation.
So multiple mutations.
What else?
I'm abnormal. I would have to say that.
I love that you're. I don't want any normal people here. I mean, I wish for a normal life, but then I go, no.
My kids would say you're a mutant. You're a mutant. So mutations
is a
mutant.
Transmutation. Yeah.
I would say that.
Okay.
I would say that, and that's okay. That you're going to have, each individual should accept the differences that we have, even in ourselves, and those season changes. As you're changing, allow yourself to change multiple times.
Yes. Allowing.
Allow
that
yourself.
is the key. Allowing yourself.
Yeah. So that's exciting to me.
Okay.
That's always exciting. I hate being caged.
Okay. I do too.
I don't like to be caged.
I do too. And that's funny you say that, because I have to sort of confine my cats from time to time in order
for themselves,
and for the house to stay clean. And,
exactly.
And I ask God for forgiveness all the time, because I wouldn't want someone to do that to me.
Yes.
So I'm still trying to find the balance for them and
for their
me
safety,
in the home,
exactly.
for their safety too. Yes. Yeah. But wow. Yeah. It's funny that you say that. Caged. Yeah. I don't like to be caged either, because we need freedom. And do you feel that the choices that you have made are have led you to the transmutations that you've gone through in life?
Definitely. I think that there's sometimes that you don't achieve what you would like to. But I love the beauty of, just like if you're thinking, oh, I'm going to be this, or I'm going to do this, you lose the surprise of what actually should be.
Yes, that's true. That's the thing. That's true.
And sometimes what should be is more beautiful.
Thank you for the reminder, because like you, I want to know what's coming, to at least know how to navigate.
It's just like, take a breath, slow down.
We're not supposed to know how to navigate. We're supposed to learn how to navigate.
Yeah.
And so, that's beautiful. Yeah. Wow. Any last words you'd like to share with me?
We see the lights right now. We see all the Christmas lights going up.
Except
the beautiful light behind us.
I'm the timer.
We're about to see a sunset. And I think that I would just like to share that I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to know you even more. And I think that that the journey can't be alone. And I think that anybody that's watching, you're not alone. And allow yourself to be who you are. And imperfections are actually perfection.
Yes. We are perfectly imperfect.
Yes.
Imperfect. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So to embrace everyone's, not just of ourselves and others' perfect imperfections. Yeah. And so I love that. So thank you so much for being here. I feel very honored and privileged and blessed. Honored and privileged and blessed to have you as my season finale and fourth guest in this video podcast special of my first season of Soul Journey Talk. That's awesome. This is something that I thank you so much, and I feel even more honored and privileged and blessed to know you.
Thank you.
You are such a blessing and a beautiful. You're like bigger than a beam of light. You are huge. You are a fire of light,
a lot of energy,
a fire of light, and in my life, and filled with love. And I see God's divine love and light through your eyes and through your skin, through you. You glow, and no matter what you're going through, you still glow. And that's something that I admire so much in you.
Thank you.
And you are on my list, my original list of people that I want to interview.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you are part of the foundation of this, all the birth of this and that's all of this. So it's just, I feel blessed to have you. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And I have no idea how long it's been. Maybe it's 2 hours. I don't know, but thank you, the collective, beautiful souls, for being here with us today and allowing yourselves to share your time in our stories. And that's what this is all about. Soul Journey Talk is about the discovery of self. and it's totally inclusive. I do have to say, all the legal part of it, we are not responsible for how you interpret any of this information. We are not licensed therapists, unless you are. No. So please handle this with care, and know that if we can touch someone's life and bring some joy and information and wisdom to you and some healing to you, we feel blessed by doing that. But again, please take all this information responsibly. And this is Soul Journey Talk, Winter Solstice 2025. And I am looking forward to coming back next year in the spring in 2026. Thank you so much. Many blessings to you. May the winter solstice shower you with all the beautiful blessings that it brings to you and yours. We know that we are now in a time where it's holidays, but it also gives us a time of reflection, shedding that last skin, as we say, to bring in the new skin, the new yous, as we go into resolution time. It's really about resolving things, letting go of the things that really no longer serve you, and putting those into resolve, so that way new blessings can come to you in the new year. So that's what I wish for all of you. Thank you so much. I am Sophia Molfetas, here with Meg Wallace, and this is Soul Journey Talk. See you next year. Mwah. Bye now. Hi, beautiful souls. I just wanted to say an extra special thank you for taking the time to watch Soul Journey Talk. I am so very grateful and feel so blessed and honored and privileged to be able to put on YouTube a video podcast special, seasonal, going on with the seasons, and talk about the discovery of self. I've had such a beautiful experience speaking with Vivian, Catherine, sharing my story, and now with Meg. I just am in a state of wonderful gratitude to all of them and myself for being able to have the courage and the trust to share our stories with you. An extra special thank you to Meg for trusting me and allowing me to do this episode with her. I can't thank you enough, Meg. Thank you so much. And with the winter solstice, I wanted to say that we are all beautiful souls. We are all individual. We are all unique. You've heard me say it time and time again. And with the winter solstice, I wanted to point out that just like a snowflake, there are no two alike in the history of snowflakes. Like, there are scientists that have done studies that no two snowflakes form the same. And just like that, you too are like a snowflake, unique, special, one of a kind. Every single snowflake is a one of a kind, and so are you. Thank you so much. I love all of you. My love to the collective. Love to all the beautiful souls and people that have helped me along the way with this journey this year. And I just want to say many, many blessings and a happy new year coming. And I really do look forward to sharing more stories and more discoveries with you in 2026. So be yourself, be amazing, be a snowflake, be a unicorn, be the star that you are, because you are. Many, many blessings from the divine may it be showered upon you. This is Sophia Molfetas, Soul Journey Talk. Thank you for being a part of my journey in my first season. I am in truly, truly great gratitude. Mwah! Bye now.